to trade with the short men. Nyctius and Quintius watched on with amusement. Arnold was animated. He was acting strangely. Maybe it was the cocktails, the infamous Ridge reboot living up to its name. But Arnold could hold his spirits, usually. Or perhaps it was the successful engagement with the Orc freebooters and his connection with Captain Death Orc. Or perhaps it was the trading in skulls, the visions of blood and of the bayou and of the beast of brass and iron. Arnold had changed. Part of his humanity had been forever lost at the end of the road. And whilst they all waited for an audience with the squat captain, Arnold grew angry and violent towards Pumpkin, Nixius's servo skull, and towards Kara, the cat monkey. He would show these pets, these automatons, these hangers-on who was the top dog around here. Luckily, violence was averted, although Nixius would have had every right to execute this loose cannon on his team.
Every right.
Sacrifice him to me. He challenges you, the wind seemed to say. Only they're on a space station. There was no climate here, no wind, but for a chill wind did seem to sweep through that bay, and it took a lot to rattle Nixius. Nothing seemed to faze him anymore. He simply stared down Arnold, holding his gaze. Nixius would have Alexa dismantle and diagnose his servo skull, because it had been acting unusually, as if it had a mind of its own. Arnold thought that Pumpkin was taunting him, goading him, and he would not tolerate such disrespect from a servo skull. The journey along the docking tunnel and through the airlock was without incident. They were perfectly safe. And Roderick had many fine wares for sale: components, weaponry, artillery, and vat chicken. He greeted everyone of the envoy in turn, fixing each with a strong handshake. It was Alexa who seemed to catch his eye. She possessed a certain exotic charm that some men found captivating, and Roderick made to kiss her outstretched hand, and he looked at her with a glint in his brilliant blue eyes. But before business could be made, he challenged Arnold. There was a trade in rumours on the station, and they should always assume that their every movement and conversation was being spied upon. Roderick knew all about Arnold and his warrior's handshake with Captain Death Orc. News travels fast, apparently. They'd only left the end of the road shortly before. Roderick clearly hated the Orcs. Now it was a matter of politics. Arnold tried to convince Roderick that the encounter was less than it was. He tried to deceive the squat, but his words were not believed. Arnold lacked a silver tongue. His status plummeted with the squat captain, who added on a percentage to the cost of his goods as a matter of principle. The squat captain left the party to discuss matters, and the trade expedition soon took to squabbling and talking over one another, as usual. It was a wonder they got anything done. It was a wonder that they hadn't all killed each other by now. Sacrifice. But they settled on the components. Alexa would not have it otherwise. She had expansive plans for the Fear Factorum. The opportunities and potential were limitless. All Alexa would have to do is decide where to focus her attention. The other items for sale they considered, but they may shop around first. Captain Roderick warned them not to tarry, for his ship was not staying for long. Nixius sold Roderick the Black Pearl, which he had taken from the heart of a foul demon, faced on Orpheus IV. It was a rare item of unique beauty and power, and the squats had a keen eye for gems and for precious things, and they loved to display them in their fine craft. And Nixius fared much better at politics. He knew not to lie about its origin, and he gained Roderick's favour with his direct manner. The squat captain offered to employ them. He explained that his people were facing a war of extinction against the Red Orcs. L-53 had faced these same Orcs weeks ago, when the Malevolence and the Orc dreadnought the Wellard fought a bitter battle in the space around Orpheus IV. The Orc boarders had been killed and expelled out the airlocks, but the Wellard had driven off the Imperial ship and had invaded the swamp world, razing their capital city and plundering and razing all that they could find. Nixius suggested employing the Orcs, the freebooters, called the Face Smashers, but Roderick's hate for their kind burned bright, and he would make no alliance with the Orcs. You must pick the right side, he had said. There were many advantages to working with these squats, and it became apparent that they lived in a region of space of interest to Lucius, and a possible venture for the next stage in the campaign. The squats were master craftsmen, and could provide goods and services that no others could within the Coronis expanse. Quintius said they would consider the offer. It had been a long day, and they slept well that night, all aside from Arnold, whose vivid dreams gave him no respite. The next day they enjoyed a light repast and a status report from Laura Skysinger. There had been a mass hysteria on board the Malevolence. A bloodlust, short-lived, had beset the ship, where there were many deaths and many injuries. Brother turned on brother, as did husband and wife. Some would never forgive themselves. Images of blood and the bayou were prevalent. And little did the trade expedition know that there had been a demonic incursion on board, a juggernaut of brass and iron. They couldn't have known that. The creature had been birthed in Cell 54's chamber and had faced off against Yarn, Yuri, and a squad of stormtroopers. They couldn't have known. But the juggernaut was no match. Yuri finished the beast with a burst from his bolt pistol. There had been no casualties, and word of heroics had spread amongst the ship. The demon was soundly bested, barely a challenge. The shepherd, they said. The shepherd had protected them. And it was good to have a win amongst the backdrop of so much suffering. Today, the trade expedition was approached by visitors. They were pursued by the Styrics, who again tried to secure an audience. But Quintius had no time for them, and he was sure it would be more trouble than it was worth. Mercenaries approached, offering their services, military and special forces. But first, the trade expedition would go shopping. But meanwhile, other acolytes were hard at work on board the ship. Not Courtney, she was having a lie-in. No bed was ever so comfortable as those in the indulgence. And when she woke, she snacked upon a light breakfast of frozen grapes, buttery pastries, and coffee. And of course, a freshly squeezed ploy juice. Courtney made her decision. She would seek an audience with the Inquisitor and see about solving the mystery of the serial killer. Courtney had known Nurse Mary, the first victim. She had drank with her in the Crow that night before she was so brutally murdered. Her body left on display. Grotesque. Her call was patched straight through to Jagannatha. He informed Courtney that the Inquisitor was barely seen and had been given strict orders not to be disturbed. Jagannatha suggested using the data adept, Nathaniel, for investigation. There was only 2 data adepts of worth, and the other was Nixios, who was unavailable on an away mission. Courtney headed to the librarian, and she found her assistant. But the chamber here was more busy than she expected, for here too was Jan, the Shepherd of Souls, and Yuri Shevchenko, Imperial Commissar. They had performed their own studies in the librarium, and Jan, he sought to make use of the Emperor's tarot. Courtney had determined that the killer must be Orphean, and was given authority by the Magister to shut down the Orphean Quarter and process them. The killer had to be one of them, surely. The killings had started after they had come on board. She knew the killer was male, between 5 foot 7 inches and 6'1", right-handed, strong, precise. That much was obvious, thought Courtney, from her investigation. The Orpheans would be screened, the killer discovered. Courtney could get used to this investigation work. It was easy. Only things had not gone to plan. Comms had come through of news of a setback. The work had been halted. It wasn't clear what had happened. Either information was missing or nonsensical. Commissar Yuri offered motivation if the troops were lacking it. He had the means and the will to encourage them. Jan counselled caution. The spilling of blood can serve as power to dark forces. This had already been shown. Major Clam beseeched Yarb to join the mission. His words had more weight than he realised. No one wanted a killing of the Orpheans, said Clam. But Major Clam was mistaken. It seemed that these 3 objectives overlapped and they formed an unusual alliance. They made their way to the port barracks. And on the way, Courtney requested flamethrower units. Courtney received authorization and a surplus of promethium. She walked with a spring in her step, with an army at her back. Fire burnt in her eyes. That's where we should start today's gay guy. Sorry guys, I can't speak.
Start the gay guys. Hello.
That's the game guy. Sorry guys. I did I can't even fucking speak.
To accept that. It's fine.
Oh, give me a minute.
You did really well all the way through that as well, Alan, and then you just threw that in at the end.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the story of my life. Like I feel like I was having a bit of hard work in my intro all the way through.
I feel like
it seemed to just about struggle on.
It's like you know Ninja Warrior. It's like you've just done a Ninja Warrior assault course, and you've got to the end, and you've been shot by a sniper on the finishing podium.
I don't mind, mate. I've got thick skin, mate. There's very little that's going to bother me. So, okay. So, if you don't know, but I'm wearing my Elton John glasses right now. So.
I mean, we don't know. You're right. Oh, we didn't. We do now.
Right. I'm going to have a.
Come on, Rocket Man. Let's get this done. I'm just sitting here, somewhere in the dark. Think my own thoughts. Exactly this. There we go. That's my input.
Yuri's just walking along, and with every step of his right foot, you can hear from his chainsaw. Just
Awesome.
squeezing the trigger in anticipation. Take the skulls. I mean, no. Purge them.
Okay. Courtney's walking along. It's about time we took care of the opium problem.
Back. I know, highly anticipated.
Thank fuck for
Everyone
that.
see him in the glasses.
Before we deteriorated to wherever Johnny was trying to take us. What the hell?
I thought you were joking.
You asked me to. Yeah, I told you. It's just
That's awesome.
I was wearing my Elton John glasses, but
Fair
you
play
didn't
to you.
believe me.
You rock that.
Right,
shit,
anyway,
man.
guys. So the game will start with Johnny as Courtney, along with Yuri and Jan, heading to the port barracks. So I'll shut my camera again off again because that's not helping. Okay.
All units, hold positions. We're coming in.
So, Courtney, you've been escorted by the Inquisitorial Guard unit. There's Jan and Yuri. They've, hanging at the back of the group. You reach the port barracks, and you're struck by, like I say, a small army that's been set up around these two camps. So, before we get going, I just want to double check on your character sheets. Just check that you're happy with kind of loadouts and stuff like that, or if there's any equipment you want to change, we can have a little go at that, if that's okay.
I think I'm pretty much. I don't really own much.
You're pretty good, Leo?
Yeah.
So you're pretty good. Let's chat with Courtney. So you're basically in a kind of sort of functional clothing, Courtney, you've picked up from Laura. Now...
She looks slightly militaristic.
You've still got a few items kicking around. Just want to check if what your loadout is.
An army
Johnny.
cap with a tight sort
if you want me to move it out of up to the top of the screen, I can do that.
Okay, cool. What's she got?
Put your character sheet up near the top as well, Johnny. Or Courtney. So she's
spoon of sausage. Would have read that in my
loose lips, Johnny. Loose lips.
Sorry, mate.
It's all right, mate. You cannot. I mean, you all squeal like canaries. I might maybe mix some metaphors, but I think Dave is actually the best of all of you at not squealing out character stuff. Even James is worse. Next, James did it the other week, where it's like, "Fuck, I was going to say exactly what happened in our game." Even though Johnny and Aidan was off it. It's like I was trying to kind of warn you off it. It's like maybe you didn't realise, and it's like, no, I fucking realised I'm going to keep fucking there.
I'll give it away as soon as I read it, basically.
Yeah. It's the way it goes. There's no secrets here. So.
Okay, cool.
Read words from a man who won't show his.
I show my face, mate. Unfortunately, I've got no internet at the minute, so the connection's really choppy. It's not very good. I wanted to show off my Elton John. So.
No, they're great.
Okay, so
she's got the mono axe with her.
Happy with that?
Yeah, mono axe.
Okay.
Her last pistol.
Cool. So you're happy with everything that she's got?
Yeah. I'll sickle.
Right,
I should probably have the sickle as well. She's got that on her hip. Axe on the back and pistol at the side.
Cool. Okay, so as you go into the barracks, you're struck by the amount of force that's been put here prior to your arrival. So there's a small army surrounding these two camps. There's the Orphean camp and the Cadean camp. So what you're immediately struck by as you come into the barracks is that there is a sort of festival atmosphere. There's music being played from both camps. So the Orpheans, they're playing a variety of wind instruments, pause for Johnny, fiddles, drums predominantly, and all sorts of instruments being played. And they seem to be like a sort of celebratory mood. It's almost like a festival is occurring. On the other side of the camp, there's a Kadian. They are also playing music, but it's more of the kind of imperial hymn sort of variety. There's people singing, and it's more a traditional sort of imperial music, you might describe, coming out as well from the two camps. So it's almost having a bit of a sing-off, which is quite peculiar. Surrounding the two camps is the army that the ship has deployed to lock down this area at your request, Courtney. So as soon as you move through into the room, you're kind of being ushered to one side by Major Clam, who's trying to direct you towards a command tent that's set up in the corner of this encampment.
Cool.
And he says, "My lady, if we can get started, you wanted a full report."
Yeah.
Well, if we get you to the command tent, I'm sure we'll be able to get the latest information.
She gestures towards the tent. Lead the way, Major.
Okay, and you see the standard being borne of the Peruvian regiment that's situated with the ship. So, kind of army, the bulk of the army of yours, it seems, are Peruvian, as you also notice as you're heading through the camp.
We've got a samurai army, yes.
I know some of these guys because stormtroopers like and stuff. Don't know how to say because I've drank.
According to drinks of them in the quo. Sorry, guys.
The quo?
Status quo.
Well, I think talking is
Whatever
you want.
So.
Is it a three-way?
She's a couple of stormtroopers in like that she knows got in amongst them and just nods.
Is Courtney in the army now?
Yeah.
Taking a day trip to the army.
She's just this is today's whim. And today's whim is to be military. And do some
Not today's
purging.
whim, it's every day's whim. So.
Every day's whim, yeah, that's true. What can I say? I like order getting shit done.
Okay.
With the fan.
Yeah.
Yes, you're escorted, the group of you. I say Yuri and Jan have been lagging behind, but Sergeant Clam tries to wait for you for a little bit. Sorry, Major Clam, I do apologise, I've got his rank wrong. Major Clam kind of waits for you to catch up.
Okay.
And the three of you head off towards the command tent. I'll put you on another map.
Cool.
Oh, that's the wrong
Some artillery might come in really handy here.
There's no combats yet, mate. So it's like a festival atmosphere.
I feel like
it's the foregone conclusion, Johnny.
I feel like firing artillery aboard a ship might be a really bad idea.
I do have artillery sounds for it comes to that, but
Excellent.
sure, I don't see why it would. Anyway, so I'm going to put you on a new map, and as you come into the command tent, there's a number of people around this makeshift table with data slates and papers on. It seems to be almost like a sort of military trial feeling to this room as you walk in. Well, what you got?
The fucking names of these guys: Chef Gusto, Backup Benny.
Okay. I'll name the guys how I like, mate. There's nothing wrong with Backup Benny. Anyway, you don't know the names.
Lieutenant Hiroshima.
That's fine. It's like, guys, come
Uh,
serious game. Please.
Backup Eddie.
Backup Benny.
If you enter the command tent, the kind of the person who seems to be under trial is one of the sergeants, of stormtroop sergeants. He's got his helm off, and he's clearly being, it looks like, judged by the rest of the room. You recognise a few people around the table, some of them you don't recognise. So Sergeant Rasslin, he is one of the stormtroopers who is assigned to Yuri and Jan. He's the guys who first introduced Cell 53 to the Crow. Backup Benny, no one's met before. Lieutenant Hiroshima, you've met him yesterday after the unfortunate incident involving the Striker, Yuri. So you've met Lieutenant Hiroshima before, and you've got a good feeling for the guy. Seems fairly reliable. The chef, no one's met him. Major Clam, you've had quite a lot of dealings with today, Johnny, but before that, no one's met Mr. Clam. No one's met the other Peruvians who are around the table as well. And Lieutenant Hiroshima, he says, sorry for the Japanese accent, guys. I apologise in advance. Now look what you have brought upon yourself, Hickswell. See, let it not be said. I tried to save you. Now we're going Russian. I tried to save you. You brought the attentions of Imperial Commissary. And at this, Sergeant Hickswell, as he sees Yuri and the two psychers move into the tent, there is a look of fear in his eyes. It's obviously an intimidating position for him to be in. He's vastly outnumbered in this area. Hiroshima looks at the three of you, the clan, and he turns towards Courtney. He says, "My lady, this is the sergeant who brought his troops out of the camp." He's going to abandon the Japanese accent now because it was never there. This is the sergeant who led his troops out of the camp. He's been refusing to go back in. He says to you, Courtney,
What's the issue, Sergeant?
you're talking to... So Hickswell looks at you, Courtney. He says, "My lady, it's just, we went into the camp. There was a bit of a disturbance in there. Somebody used inconsent processing and looked like it was going to turn violent all of a sudden. But managed to dispel things, managed to calm things down. But looked like it might be a sort of riot might have broken out, and looked like it was going to get ugly."
Any casualties on our side?
She goes, "No, sir, no casualties. It's just we were under threat, sir." She says, "Sorry, my lady."
Are you not trained for situations like this, Sergeant?
Of course we are, my lady.
Are these...
And what is
his eyes...
What is the tactical doctrine? And she turns to the commissar, she turns to Yuri, and she goes, "And what's the tactical doctrine on this commissar?"
That
about,
depends on situation. Are these orphans armed, Sergeant?
Again, at this point, his eyes are looking darkly at the floor. He broke eye contact with Courtney. He doesn't make eye contact at all with Yuri. It says, "Commissar, no, they're not armed as such. It's..."
I'm gonna walk over to the sergeant, stand right in front of him, and just gently lift his chin so he looks into my eyes. And I'm gonna go, "You and your men have retreated from unarmed civilians. Is this correct?"
Again, Hickswell, sorry, you're getting right up under his chin, do you say?
Yeah, I'm lifting his chin, so I'm like inches off him, so I'm looking him dead in the eyes.
Okay. All right. So, I'd like to make an intimidate roll as you.
Probably to lean on the table and be like, and just with a hand on the chin and be like,
Intimidation. Straight intimidation.
Can I have a great intimidation, please?
Ah, fuck off. I'll re-roll that. One degree of success.
And something in Hickswell's face, it seems to break somewhat. Your tender tensions, let's say. And he says, "Commissar, it's not like that. You weren't there. You didn't hear the fiddle."
The fiddle. Yuri doesn't laugh. Yuri has heard the fiddle, hasn't he?
Courtney smiled.
Yeah. Yuri has heard the fiddle. He gained a corruption for his
Yeah.
troubles.
He's gonna. He's gonna take a half step back and turn to Jan. Jan heard it as well, didn't he?
Jan was in the same place, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna make eye contact with Jan for a moment, then look back to the sergeant. Tell
You
me
felt
about.
the tense. You felt the tense yourself, Yuri.
I've done no such
You
thing.
know what they talk about.
I didn't. I'm not the one that brought out the gay. So, I was gonna say,
It's okay to be gay. It's 2024.
it's fine. It's just Yuri is not. Yuri is completely asexual.
Hold on, no, like, that's not even true as well. Like you
It
said,
is.
you've got to kiss Major Clam. Is what you said.
I don't
So,
think
like,
that
you said- I
happened.
said- No, but you said it was going to happen. So he's obviously, so there's obviously a bit of there in Europe.
I don't think that was serious.
Yeah, I was.
No, it probably wasn't
So,
serious.
I'm not going to start this.
The gay
you're
cybernetic
gonna start
commissar.
You're not going to start this, Hayden, because it's verboten. It's off limits, Hayden.
He's more of a commissar.
I'm not gonna- Yeah.
Or a bummissar. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
he's going to. Yuri's going to say, "Tell me more of this fiddle. Who played it?
This fiddle
This
is
fiddling. Yes, I want to know where I can find the fiddling man."
I'm not above a cheap, guys. I'm not above a cheap laugh. So, can I have? Is it inquiry? Is this like the? Is that
Okay.
like correct?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm being less threatening now. I'm more intrigued.
Yeah, so let's have an inquiry test, please. We'll have a +10 from the fact he's already, let's say, intimidated of you.
1.3 degrees of success.
He goes, I didn't see, I didn't see who played it. It's, I just know there's, and he starts. There's a little kind of a twitch in his face. Says, just couldn't stand to hear it anymore. We had to leave. Sir. You understand? You weren't there.
I'm gonna
Don't make us go back.
put a hand on the sergeant's shoulder and go, No, it is fine, soldier. I understand. I'm going to turn to the lieutenant and say,
the twitch.
I'm going to say, Lieutenant, I think this man has been subjected to something unnatural. And it is not entirely his fault that he is acting like a coward. Take him away and have him flogged while we decide what to do about this situation.
Okay.
Awesome.
Hiroshima nods, and it seems that he appreciates the mercy being dealt out to Hakeswell, who is grabbed by. It's one of the engineers. This guy, you don't recognise him. Yuri's right beside you. He's carrying a large club, but he's definitely one of the engineers. This guy here, who may be called Backup Benny, and Raceland, they kind of drag him out.
Okay.
So these three will leave the map for a sec. Just give us one.
Now that little mass has been taken care of, I'd like a full report, please, Lieutenant.
Excuse me one sec. Hiroshima looks at you and he goes, "My lady, we set about your orders of processing, interrogating all of the males within the specifications that you outlined. Processing began, and things seem to be going reasonably comfortably to begin with. We deployed Hakeswell and his stormtroopers into the camp, along with another unit. They seem to lose their nerve. It's still not quite clear. He keeps talking about this fiddle, and we heard it here, all out here too. There's something that seems to. It's almost like a call to arms to these Orpheans. They seem to bolster at the sound of it.
Do we have any?
Our men lost heart. It seemed. They don't want to go back in.
Do we have any? Do we have any sniper specialists on board this ship?
That's a good question, Johnny. Just give me a second. I'm not sure that we do. Let me have a little look. I'm not so sure that we do.
Actually, asking this question, I propose that we silence this fiddler in order to make the Orpheans more compliant.
First, you must find him. These are tight spaces, Miss Courtney. We perhaps need to flush him out into open.
But we need to follow our ears.
Yes.
Or guard them against whatever potential weaponry this fiddle is.
So almost on those words, you can hear it. It's just on the edge of hearing, and but it's distinct from all the other festival music that's coming up from both the camps. And this command tent is located right in one of the corners of this structure. But you can hear the fiddle. Now, I think all of you have heard this before. Most of you, I think, have heard Billy Cobb playing in the Crow at some point or other, apart from maybe Yuri. But Yuri heard this only earlier today. Billy Cobb's fate. Well, you don't know his fate. You just know that you just know he's dead. You just know that it's a prescience. You don't have any information. You've not heard any stories. This is simply something that you know. As soon as you heard that fiddle, you knew that Billy Cobb was dead.
What happened in the bar when he started playing?
So the first time you ever heard him play, he was in the I can't remember what it's called the name of that inn. The very first inn you came to, I think there's a Hunter's Rest or some shit. Anyway, so in the very first inn, you had a little party in there. I think a few of you and Billy Cobb played the fiddle. You had a corruption test. Hayden got a malignancy off that test. It was a sapping strength. You had to burn a fate point to get rid of that. I think a few of you took corruption, and Dave has never really truly forgiven me for that.
Fucking
And
right.
that's why
Still have nightmares.
That's why
I've
I let it go.
had nightmares of that song now. I've got corruption. Nightmares.
Anyway, so at some point I thought, let's bring the Orpheans on board the ship. That'll be fun. Yeah, and so it was. So. Anyway, so I think the second time you heard him play his yarn, it was on the ship, and I think you tried to telekinesis away from him or something, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And you failed yourself, had perils, and you ended up like kind of passing out. So it was like the fiddle defended it. Which I
Fuck you!
So that's the history of the fiddle up to now. Billy Cobb. Last time you knew, Billy Cobb was alive and well, but now you know that he is dead with a certainty. I quite like that as well. See you in hell, Billy Cobb.
Yarn,
Okay,
I wonder, should we, though ourselves, investigate this fiddle? It perhaps needs the touch of someone with specialist skills.
I believe I may be of service. And then she looks over at Jan as well. We may be of service.
This is a strange situation, Courtney, because this whole thing going down, but we know that the killer you're after, it has to be Cletus, man. The bite mark can't be faked.
Hey guys, I don't know. Let me jump in because I think there's some stuff you should know here, or you probably have known. So there's at least. So there's a few killers who wander around the ship.
Yeah,
there's also there's an actual serial killer as well who's killed at least 2 people. To Yarn's knowledge, and it's like stab wounds. This is before. It's definitely not bite marks. It's something very distinct to this. So, and that's what I think Courtney's after at the minute.
This is the killer that we're after. Yeah, this is the serial killer we're after.
Yeah, I've got notes on several killers.
Yeah. So no, that's not who I'm investigating. I'm investigating this serial killer. These murders happened just after the Orphans came aboard the ship. These stab killings, these mutilations. This needs to stop. The ship needs to be made safe again.
The woman killer.
Yes. As a member of the female persuasion, I feel particularly concerned about this. I've decided to step up.
That's why I brought the fucking army.
Yeah, I decided to step up and and zealously purge this killer, track them down, and deal with this problem immediately. Then we can turn to other matters, if with your permission, of course. She looks at her, and obviously deferring to him because she knows his reputation as well.
Well, let's see what we can get before you employ the incinerators.
She sighs. You're probably right. It was maybe a little overzealous. I just felt that it was potentially going to be necessary.
So you...
Hiroshima says... Oh, God, sorry, Dave. Sorry.
No, go on.
Hiroshima says, lady, would you like to look at the troops and etc. at your disposal, the resources?
Yes, please.
Hands a data slate. I'll put you on another map here. This is the troop makeup. Although it sounds like you're going in softly, which is very... Nothing wrong with that at all. But I shall give you the makeup of the troops.
Take a squad with us.
Yeah, we will.
I'm just going to get a drink, maybe a cup of tea. I'll leave you for a few moments. I'll put it on the screen.
We don't want to take a shitload of people with us. That'll just cause a riot. Let's take a squad for our protection there.
Yeah.
Especially that guy with the grenade launcher.
Come from that bombfuck planet.
Sergeant Clam has been demoted.
Yeah, he's been demoted and promoted several times over the last couple of days.
It's awesome. He's consistent.
Major.
They're all assholes.
From skull lie detector.
Oh yeah, cool. Let's do it. Yeah, we need that. Yeah, cool. We'll take 5 stormtroopers with us. We'll take the servo skull lie detector.
There's some Auspex servo skulls as well.
Yeah,
we'll get one of
Auspex
them.
servo skulls, and we'll get them to if we can somehow configure them to track noise or the sound and track the source of the sound, if that's even a possibility. Have we got any tech adepts? Does anybody any tech adepts we could call upon to do this, or have we got?
Reminds me.
I don't know about you two, but I am technically illiterate. Yuri does not like device. Machine spirits sound awfully like heresy and ghost to Yuri.
Like it.
And Yuri cannot shoot heretical ghosts, so Yuri does not like.
Closed mind is like a fortress with its gate shut.
That is exactly what my mother said.
Courtney says this, and it's like she raises her eyebrow.
When Yuri says mother, he does it in quote marks.
Mother.
Occasionally Yuri does reference mother and father and brother and sister, but he always does it in quote marks.
Excellent. Scholar Progenium training.
Yes, that is definitely where Yuri comes from. Yuri has nothing to hide.
Oh God!
Yuri is open book. He does not have tail.
Another heretic in plain sight.
Or am I just throwing you red fish? Lead you up the garden path with red fish.
With commie fish.
Yeah.
Fish and sickle.
Socialist fish.
Sister Courtney, you have sickle. Yuri approve.
I think we should do that. We can track the noise.
Ask for some red fish. Yeah, I wish. Definitely, I don't want to get anywhere near you lot. That's a horrible situation. Yeah, and all he needs to do is look at someone and they die.
And I don't really. Yuri doesn't really have any way of like combating Cletus, though, apart from just chopping him in half with a chainsaw or shooting him. He's got to find him first.
Yeah, Cletus is always invisible.
Ooh.
But who says it's here?
Who says we're looking for Cletus? Jan did. That's who.
Yeah. Not yet. We're not.
I meant to mention that actually to you. I'd realised that Courtney was looking for someone other than us, and I meant to tell Jan to just play along.
Yeah.
I totally forgot because that's part of Yuri's mission as well, is to catch this killer.
Hmm.
I was going to be Yuri, this girl is looking for a different killer, but I am still intrigued. Play along with her. We kill her later, yes. We kill her when she is distracted by murder investigation. I wasn't actually going to say that bit, but I was going to try and like string Jan along and be like, "Come, we play with this girl. We see what she knows."
Cletus appears next to your head with his deadly weapons.
I like to think that Cletus is like, you know, in Alice in Wonderland, the Cheshire Cat, where it's just like eyes and a smile in the darkness and up the tree, and that's like Cletus in the background. It's just like,
honestly, going through this ship has been mental in chameleon mode. Like I've had to go through some crazy ass checkpoints as Cletus. Alan's made it really exciting. Good work,
Hey, guys.
Alan. But yeah, like go between all these different places with Cletus. You're like, will I make this? Okay, I'm still invisible. Okay.
As Jan's mention of Cletus, Courtney tries to show no emotion at all, but there's a slight sparkle in her eye.
Okay. All right, so it doesn't take long, Yuri, for your requests regarding the extra music to come from the Imperial side. The the journey towards the camp. You can see there's also the Kadean camp on the other side. So these are another faction within the crew, and they're clearly watching everything that's going on with great interest. They seem to be enjoying the fact that the Orpheans are coming under so much attention, let's say. So the group of you move up to the main entrance of the Orphean camp. And like I say, there's a festival atmosphere here. You're not challenged. Are you walking in?
Yes.
There doesn't seem to be anyone in the gate. Okay. Is anyone else making any preparations or doing anything?
I'm going to ask the Cadeans to be on standby, but don't make it obvious.
Okay.
I requested a loud hailer or something like that? Have I got anything like that?
Yeah. That's
Yep.
that's not a problem.
Yep.
So what it'll be like there'll be a little guy following you around with some kind of almost like speakers built into a backpack.
Yep.
And so he'll be a dude who's kind of carrying the speak system around, let's say. And you'll have a little handheld device to talk into.
Boombox Benny, yeah.
Benny's already in play. Can't be too many Bennies.
All right, yeah.
Barry, Boombox Barry.
Yeah. Boombox Barry.
Oh, I'm sure he's got a perfectly good name. We just, So,
loud hailer Larry. Megaphone Maurice.
Okay,
there's so many possibilities.
Megaphone Maurice.
I do like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so any more
P.A. Perry.
You...
Sorry.
Maurice Wednesday. Okay, guys. So, any other preparations before you head off into this camp?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. No.
Follow me
No,
close.
doesn't matter.
She said, "Follow me close." And she strides forward into the camp. What do we see?
So, the Orpheans are a very distinct lot. So most of you are familiar with them from before your time on the planet. They're a very happy and lively lot. And like I say, there's a festival atmosphere at the minute. There doesn't seem to be any sort of potential for violence. There's people singing and dancing, playing musical instruments. And lots of people just stood around and sat around watching, drinking, enjoying themselves. You are approached by seems to be one of the more leading members of the Orpheans. He's carrying himself with a bit more standing than a lot of these rednecks normally do, and he's heading up towards you. But as you get into the camp, there's I say that the sounds of the fiddle have died off somewhat.
Is there a proper map? Sorry to interrupt, or is it just these two
No,
blue
fine.
boxes?
Well, I wouldn't say it's a proper map as such. So I'm afraid
right.
I'm afraid there's no battle map that's going to be effective enough for this little bit as we
An
win, so you have to go back into the mind. I'm afraid not, mate. So obviously it's not like every bit of the Orphean Quarters maps are. I'm afraid not, buddy. So.
Okay.
But there won't be any combat, will there?
Surely not.
Don't need that bit yet, so.
Not yet.
Okay.
So who is this person we're being approached by? So is he?
Okay, so he introduced himself as Cohen Cobb, and he says that he talks for the Orpheans who are based here. He holds his straw hat to his chest as he approaches, and he talks with a very good southern accent. I'll just get into the character. Look at those fancy little napkins. Yeah. Now we're there. So. All right, so he approaches Lady Courtney. There's I do declare. No, he doesn't say that.
He should. He absolutely should say that.
No. I need to keep like even a small level of something for myself. Sucker in, sucker touch.
getting some snacks.
Nice, mate.
Yes.
Okay.
Snacks.
Yeah, cheesecake. So anyway,
Damn it, I've got cheesecake envy now. I've got to say. So Miss Cohen Carby approaches. You're gonna eat it there, right in front of me, aren't you, Johnny?
delicious.
Delicious.
I
Anyway,
was drinking beer, but I've grown bored of it, and I've requested a cup of tea.
very
So,
good.
yeah, it's all night. Being good. This is fast living when you're 40, 42, nearly 43.
Well, that's how it goes, mate.
This is it. You know what I'm saying, Johnny? Like, everybody else older than you apart from me.
Oh, man.
And I'm also on the tea.
I've lost my way. So, no.
I have a cup of tea, but I started drinking before the game, and I am the fucking GM, so...
I would be
that's it.
drinking, but I've got to pick Liam up at
It's
10:15.
I think it's. I think you probably need a stiff drink having to do with us lot. So that makes a lot of sense. Smart move.
I'm on the cup of tea at the minute, so...
He says to Mr. Cobb. Mr. Cobb, we're here investigating the murders. We've part of our inquiries. I've been tasked. I'm just going to say I've been tasked. I think it defers the responsibility for what might potentially happen. I've been tasked with investigating a string of murders that has happened aboard the ship. Some females have been killed, and this is not acceptable. With your permission, I'd like to screen your offerings and just eliminate them from my inquiries.
He says, my lady, and you're going to introduce... Did you introduce yourself?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he goes, my lady Courtney, I don't believe that any of my good fellows here would have caused these murders, and we want no trouble. We will go through whatever questioning and whatever you like. We wouldn't want any murderer amongst our folk. I don't believe there is, and I'm confident that you won't find them amongst us. So please do what you got to do. We don't want no trouble here. But we do have some grievances of our own, my lady. Now that we have your ear and all, and if you could perhaps assist us with our grievances.
Absolutely. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Wait. Grievances of own. Let me understand. After being rescued from your planet before being bombed into oblivion and invaded by greenskins and given new home and sustenance and allowed to breathe air aboard this vessel, you have grievances, yes?
And now the atmosphere around the group changes as he seems to see Yuri perhaps for the first time. And he says, with all due respect, Mr.
Commissar.
sir.
Commissar Shevchenko, or sir, whichever you prefer.
Yes, sir. I mean, they've been killing us, with all due respect, sir. They've been killing us. It's not fair. Of course, we're very thankful for all of the sustenance and the paste and the fish. It's very nice and very good of you to rescue us from bombardment. But they still killing us, sir, and that ain't right.
Who has been killing you?
And he looks pointedly. Well, why them Imperial fancy folks over there, those Cadian folks? It's they've got it in for us.
Why have they been killing you? Where have they been killing you?
And he says, it's this. They took one of us. His name was Billy Cobb.
Billy.
They took him. And he never came back. They killed him. They executed him.
Why would they
Tortured
do
him first.
such a thing?
Question him. Well, I don't know. I don't know why they did that. Maybe you should ask them.
I am asking you first. I will ask them in good time. Do not tell me how to do my job again, Mr. Cobb, or we will have problem.
Okay, let's have an intimidate roll from Yuri.
Yuri, I was going to try and go in softly, but you're going in hard.
This is softly. I haven't
Yuri's
shot
been
anyone.
Yuri's been very precious today. I've thought.
Yeah, flogging him. Flogging him. I thought he was going to execute him on the spot, but you flogging. That's quite mild.
And he used another another fate point.
100 lashes is mercy, veritable mercy.
It is. There we go. 2 degrees of success.
Mr. Carby looked at you and he says, I do apologize, sir. I don't mean no trouble. Don't mean no trouble. None of us want no trouble here.
Good. Yuri gives him a big friendly smile, pats him on the shoulder, says, "Now, I will speak to Acadians in good time, but first you will let us investigate our little issue, and we wish to see all of your people that fit a certain description, yes?" Turns to Courtney.
Indeed we do, Commissar. She's going to look over. For some reason, she's got chewing gum now. She's going to look over. She's going to look over at the servitor and just wave it forward. The servo skull, the lie detector one. Aside. Okay.
It hovers in towards you.
I want to this one, please. She's going to look him in the eye, fix him with a look. Are you a murderer? Did you kill these women? Right.
Are you doing this to Cohen Cobb? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, right. Cohen looks at you.
Give my forthright approach, Mr. Cobb, but I'm a busy girl.
No, I said to you, my lady. Oh, I'm not no murderer. I won't kill no woman, and I'm sure none of my boys kill in such a distasteful way. It's horrible. If we find out who it is, say the servitor's registering his kind of signals, let us say, and scanning, and it seems to believe that he's telling the truth.
When
if it detects a lie, you'll know about it.
Right. Okay. Oh,
Very good,
Mr. Cobb. You are above suspicion now. Okay. Thank you for your time. If you could organise your orphans into orderly queues, that would be fantastic. If you send,
James?
Sorry, James.
No, I'll just say to answer James' question, there's about 800 orphans approximately.
Oh God.
Who are based in a camp.
Okay, so can we do a little montage of like lie detector tests? Like just a really quick one, like just an overview. This is going to take some time. Obviously, they can keep their pie out up and stuff as well.
Yuri, if Billy Cobb was murdered, then I'm struggling. Jamaican struggles.
Yeah, you went weird Yorkshire.
Hey, I've already given up on. I tried Japan for a while, and I thought, no, this isn't happening. So it's fine if you don't want to talk in accent.
Is a dominant accent.
Say wagwan first, James, and you seem to be all right when you do that.
Just say
wagwan.
Vehicle.
There you go.
You can do it,
If
mate.
Billy Cobb had been murdered, man, then that'd be worrying.
The question is not if he has been murdered, but why he has been murdered. I will speak with these Kyrians, whatever. I don't know.
Cadians.
You are familiar with them. I have never heard of them before.
I've had a few drinks with some of them, yeah. I'm like I say, I'm a busy girl. Back to the task in hand. If you could organise your people and send them in groups of 10, I'll need a room as a waiting room. I'll need a room for as an investigation room as well, please, with a table and chairs. Thank you.
So you're going to basically set up processing, kind of light touch inside the camp. Is that right?
Indeed, yeah.
Okay. And what is everyone else doing? While Courtney's doing this? It's going to take a while to process.
Hang on.
These Orpheans, surely.
What's Yuri? You said there's 800 Orpheans in total.
But yeah, obviously not all of them are male, not all of them are within this certain height range, not all of them are right-handed, so you can start to,
filter them out.
Yeah, fill them out rapidly, quickly.
Yeah. So we'll get some of the troopers to start picking out. Get the troopers to start picking out the ones that fit the description, put them in an orderly queue, and keep an eye on them while.
How come there's a description of the murder? Where did that come from?
Based on the.
This is what the Courtney's done.
Yeah, it's basically based on the knife marks and stuff that we found. We determined that the killer is right-handed, very strong and very precise, and also very sadistic. He kills for power. That seems to be the MO behind this one.
What do you mean
Obviously,
by
we've got to start with the orphans, as they are the minority aboard the ship.
So Courtney shares what she's learned. She's done a bit of work this morning. Also, I've got the employee of Nathaniel in to help with the task, and she also enrolled a natural one, so she made quite rapid progress with it. The kind of the killings are multiple stab wounds, usually as a kind of MO. The kind of victims left kind of mutilated on display, or it's kind of stuffed into vents, that sort of thing. It's designed to terrorize people, and it's almost like a display of power over these people, and also showing them in such a way. But it's gruesome, it's sadistic. The work of this serial killer, and that's what Courtney's kind of determined from various, reports.
It wasn't just Orpheans, though, was it? It was being murdered. It was.
No. I say an Orphean. One of them was a nurse. There's only been 3 killings up to now, and there's nothing that seems to link them as such. Doesn't seem to be targeted any particular pattern, timing, or what have you. It just seems to be for sport almost.
Do we know when they happened?
They've all happened since the. They've all happened.
So
I missed that. Say that again.
No, it was before Cletus escaped. That's when they started. That's why.
Yeah. But after the
orphans arrived.
When was the last one?
So the last one was. Let me just double check.
Was that the lady that Johnny had been drinking with?
That was the first victim. That was the first one.
Was she a nurse?
She was a nurse. That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so the last one was 3 days ago.
Okay. And do we know anything about the other 2 victims? Does Courtney know anything about that? Because
one of them,
Yuri hasn't even had a chance to look into this yet. So.
Yeah.
So I meant to do a handout before the game, but I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to do that. So, but yeah. Anyway, so one of them is a like an Orphean, unidentified. It's a woman, but she's not been reported as missing. The Orpheans haven't been properly integrated into the crew like some of the other crew members are. So she was gone missing for longer before she was found. The body was quite decomposed. First one was this nurse Mary, and the third one again it's a woman, a serf this time, and again multiple stab wounds, killed on her way to shift.
What sort of weapon do we know? Anything like that?
It's always a knife.
A knife, okay.
Yeah. Probably.
Do we think it's the same knife?
And the cut patterns are consistent with the same knife. Yeah.
Okay.
The same type of knife.
He's right.
Would I be right in saying that, Alan? That's why we've come to the conclusion it's a serial killer.
And you say he's right-handed between 5'7" and 6'1".
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's strong. Also quite precise in how he's working. So.
Okay. Right. Okay. Just so I've got a few notes on that.
So,
before I go anywhere.
Okay. Right. So where are we to now then? So does that answer everyone's questions?
So we was basically just.
You've got to do a bit of processing, right?
Yeah.
But
that processing with the people of that description.
Yeah, I think you were having some questions as to depending what you do next, or you're going to go see the Cadeans, or
I'm going to go.
Have you got more questions?
I'm going to watch Courtney for maybe 2 or 3 of the first few people, then curiosity is going to get the better of Yuri, and he's going to wander off to see the Cadeans.
Yeah.
And I'll go with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just going to be you 2? And I
All
take
you
any
can
of the
hear
troops.
behind you as you walk out is, "Are you a murderer?"
Over and over again. That's why Yuri's like, he's watched the first 2 or 3, rolled his eyes, and just walked up to ask some actual questions.
She's very straight. She's just straight to the point. It's like, "Are you a murderer?" No.
This is,
I can relate you from the inquiries.
Johnny, for record.
And she's just going to during that time. She's going to take an opportunity to record these people, their information, their names, and things like that as well. For
Yeah, so also, there are a bunch of serfs available to assist with this kind of, let's say, data entry. She doesn't have to know that on her own. You can call a few of these guys to help you with sort of.
Yeah, I'll call photographs and things like that. It's just don't be alarmed. It's just routine procedure. Everybody has their records on board the ship, just so we can make sure everybody gets what they need. I'm just going to put it that way and put a really sort of almost sort of fake smile on it, but sort of like a HR smile.
Fantastic. Okay, so while this is ongoing, Jan and Yuri, are you taking troops with you, say, to the Cadeans, or are you just going on your own? You two, the Inquisitorial Guard, stay with Courtney.
Yeah, let's take one of them with us and leave the rest to guard Courtney. I think we should be all right.
Okay.
Are you a murderer?
All right. Oh, you made my night, Johnny.
Have a nice day.
Oh, can I take Maurice with me as well?
Boombox Maurice.
Megaphone Maurice.
Megaphone Maurice. Yeah, take it with you.
Leave it with Courtney. Leave him with Courtney. So when I'm over dealing with the other guys, all I can hear is, "Are you a murderer?" Whee! Every now and then.
Yeah, subtle investigation of the Inquisition.
Okay. All right, guys. So you just got your boombox guy. Are you taking any actual troops with you, or just heading the two?
Just one. Just one. One on the guard.
Just one troop. Okay, one Imperial Guard.
Just to use as a meat shield if anything happens.
Yeah, basically.
I like it.
Okay, so you head over to the Cadean camp. It's a completely different.
Hold the line. Caiaphas Kane over here. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Are you a murderer? And the voice gets slightly quieter as you're walking in.
Dear Courtney, it's making it look easy.
Yuri walks away massaging his temples.
Are you a murderer? Slightly a bit more distant.
Okay, so the Cadean camp has a completely different atmosphere to the Orphean camp. It's still music being played here, seemingly in response to the music coming from the Swamp Wilders. They've got a much more disciplined, regimented look about their camp. As a commissar is seen to approach, the Cadean on the door heads up towards you. Commissar,
is he
resistance?
Sorry, is he a rank or is he a private?
He's a private.
Trooper, who is in charge here?
That's a very good question, sir. It's got a perfectly good name.
Is it
I'll take your answer.
is it Colonel Oyster by any chance?
Oyster's nowhere near as funny as Clam.
General Welk, maybe?
I like it. I should leave all my names in charge of Dave.
Brigadier Barnacle.
I'm just gonna go for a wee, guys. I'm not sure.
Starfish.
Is his first name Patrick?
Yeah.
Admiral Akbar.
The thing is, I know how Alan's naming conventions tend to work, so that makes me think that at the time that we asked for that guy's name, he was eating clams. That's what Alan does. He's one of those names, isn't he? It's like, oh yeah, his name's Brian Venetian blind.
It's a valuable insight. It's what I'm saying, mine.
His name's Tweezer. Yeah, Tweezer. That's the one. Like,
Tweezer
as he
McSqueezer.
plucks his eyebrows.
Tweezer is a crowd pleaser. Anyway, let's carry on.
He's also a geezer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. You got me again. Okay. Are you a murderer? Bing. No, thank you. Have a nice day.
And then at the end of it all, Courtney's like, "Oh, the battery's in this servitor flat. It wasn't turned on. Start again."
Start again.
Not to score, boys. Looks like I think we lost Hayden. I think we may have lost him.
He's asleep. I
I've
saw
got
him.
new naughty-
Already.
new naughty-
I saw him nodding off just before the daylight faded from his garage.
Oh,
With the night. So comes the dreams. Okay, so alright, just 1 second.
Oh, he's moving. Look.
there he is. It's
You might you never know.
Are you a murderer?
you a murderer, Hayden.
Just sat there. She just sat there, sort of like with her sort of feet on the desk, with the server skull, and twiddling,
Sipping a
Twiddling a
martini.
twiddling a pen. No, thank you very much. Ticking a box.
Next.
Okay.
Next. Pass it on to the scribe expert. Can you put this photo, please? Step
Yeah.
get your photo taken. Thank you.
Jan, the Shepherd of Souls, Commissar Yuri Shevchenko, and Maurice are escorted to the heart of the Canadian camp. To what's that, James? Sorry,
Strong name. Like it.
Maurice.
It is. Good name.
Is that I thought Maurice was the name.
No, strong name, he said.
Oh, I thought that.
What did you think of it?
Wrong
I thought
name.
it said wrong name. I thought a wrong name. I was in like, no, I'm sure. I know we went through about umpteen. I know we went through about umpteen versions for him, but Maurice has to.
We all start arguing about some fucking relevant
No,
NPC.
like, his name is Morris, guys.
Name?
Don't fucking
Never
argue with him. Personally good name.
Took us 2 hours to buy some components
more
and
like-
3 hours to
more
decide
like-
the name of this guy.
More like Maurice.
To decide
Alright,
name
anyway.
like all names from now on by committee.
Fuck
I mean,
you,
can't
Alan.
do
You
worse.
you don't get
Well,
to
no, but
decide.
seriously, guys, you can't do worse than me. But guys, I think it's probably better that you have like more veto powers over my character names. I mean, honestly, it's getting out of hand. I'm sorry, but anyway.
I think Lieutenant Hiroshima's a fine name for Lieutenant.
Fucking General Nagasaki over there as well. Look. Right. It's a sensible game. Just heard a gurgle from Hayden.
Bless him. He's a busy man. Busy man.
Have we broken Alan? Has he just gone? He's got like a yellow exclamation mark next to his name all of a sudden. Oh, he's there.
Sorry, guys, my internet's a bit precious. It's not been too bad, all since I'm playing off a phone. It's not too bad at all, really. But like my, I don't know, it crashes out. If I just like nudge the phone slightly, it just has a fled. So
Courtney's going to set up another station after the photo processing with a simple game where they have a ball to catch. So stand there, please, and try and catch the ball. But whichever hand that they reach out with, it's like, yeah, okay. thank
You've been watching Columbo.
Well, when I was younger. I did,
Just one more thing.
That's what I'm
Fucking
not
hurls a
doing.
ball at someone's head. Ah! Well, he's not right-handed, but he's got shit reactions.
Yeah.
I'm just going to send you a message on Messenger, Johnny.
Okay.
Every single Orphean is left-handed.
Probably, yeah.
Never mind. March them towards the chamber.
March them to the airlock.
You know where this is going.
Maybe we should put some badges on them so we can mark them out amongst the rest of the crew.
I'm sending a message to Johnny. Oh, hello. Can you hear me, guys? I was getting a bit like that. How are we doing?
Yep.
Sending you a message on Messenger.
Okay, cool.
Yes, I got a little bit like that.
Yes.
I'll talk to the other guys in the Canadian camp. Commissar and Maurice and Jan, you're all escorted to Lieutenant Harster.
Okay, I'll just reply to that message.
No worries. Well, so I'm just going to deal with these other two for a little bit, Johnny.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's fine. I'll go back to that issue in a minute.
So, Yuri,
Yes.
you've brought this Canadian Lieutenant.
Okay.
May I assist you, Commissar?
I am hoping so. My colleague and I have been speaking with the Orphean contingency. They claim you took one of their people. Not you personally, of course, Lieutenant, but some of your people took one of theirs and they say questioned him, tortured him, and killed him. Do you know anything about this?
The lieutenant says, I'm sure I would have heard about that if it had happened on my watch, sir.
Scrutinize him, if I may.
Of course you may. In fact, you must.
Yes.
Are you a murderer?
Are you a murderer,
Only he had
Lieutenant?
the lie detecting service.
I have learned from my new friend Courtney an interesting technique. 3.5 degrees success on this scrutiny.
A pause. Slightly too long before he speaks. I think he's trying to think about what he's going to say. You're not sure that you trust this lieutenant. You think that he does know something, and he's lying to you.
Okay.
Discipline surely does run lax aboard this ship.
When the Cadians are lacking in discipline, we have problem. Yuri doesn't say that out loud. He's going to take a step closer towards the lieutenant. He's going to draw his bolt pistol, reach into a pocket, pull something else out, and he's going to say, Lieutenant, understand something. I am a man that is most busy. Yes, I have many things to do, and some of them I would rather not be doing. One of those things. one of those things.
You said into Poirot.
One of those things. One of those things is spending time over there. And I'm going to point at the Orpheans, put an IO stick in my mouth, and then I'm going to light the pilot light on the combi weapon part of my bolt pistol and go, you understand where I am coming from, yes? There is a smell to them. I'm going to light the IO stick very pointedly with the bolt pistol. And I go, so when I come asking you if you know anything about something to do with the Orpheans, what I'm really asking for, Lieutenant, is for your help. Because if you do not help me, then you are hindering me. Do I make myself clear, Lieutenant? Then very pointedly put the bolt pistol back in the holster.
Okay. So basically what you're saying, Dave, is you're either with us or you're with the terrorists.
Yeah.
What other viewpoint is that?
There's no grey.
Very good.
Not in Yuri's mind.
The lieutenant looks to you and he says, "Okay, I understand perfectly, sir. Let me make some inquiries. Let me see if I can get to the bottom of this. I'll find out what you need to know. Please, uh, leave this to me. I shall. Would you sit, take refreshments? You and your." And he looks over at Jan.
This
Colleague?
is my colleague, Jan. Jan, would you care for refreshments?
Yeah, man.
So, recap is served. The lieutenant heads off to other members of his staff, and he seems to make some inquiries.
I'm also going to offer Jan an
Seems to get
IO
the-
stick.
No thanks, man. Me no smoke.
Yuri puts the bolt pistol back in his holster and looks a little disappointed.
Wants to use his over elaborate lighter.
Just casually using a combi bolt pistol to light cigarettes is great.
It's an acceptable level of frivolity for a commissar.
She's only joy in life.
Yeah.
That, and of
And
course,
judge-
in judging heretics, yeah. Or anyone else that crosses his path.
Okay. So, meanwhile, so you're sat taking refreshments. Recap is served, and there are quite a lot of smokers amongst the Imperial Guard. So certainly no one looks twice at Yuri smoking while he waits. And in the other camp, Johnny, I sent you a message. Did you respond to that, or is there anything you'd like to say to me? So I sent you a message on Messenger.
Yeah, I'll just be like, I'm just going to comes into an adept, but like when the one that flashes up from that one, like make a record of this one, make a note of this one, the last one, as it goes out as well. May need further inquiries.
Okay. All right. So back in the Canadian camp, it doesn't take long, and the lieutenant comes back. There's, I think I understand what you're talking about now, Commissar. It does seem that some of my men, they've taken it upon themselves to, let's say, discipline these Orpheans. You see, they're not used to Imperial ways, Imperial protocols. Some of them are just downright disrespectful.
Yes, I understand. They have come from a primitive world, and I suspect they know very little of our ways. But still, it is not your men's job to discipline these people without the correct training, of course. I would be happy to provide such training if you have some volunteers who would like to become, what could we call them? Perhaps a special unit with a name. Any ideas? Yeah.
Oh dear.
We could get them badges and everything. On their sleeves, maybe. Black coats would look good, I think.
He goes, yes, so I'm sure. I think they'd have many volunteers for, like, an elite unit, yes.
Yes, I like the sound of that. I will arrange something for them. But, no. So, are you telling me that your men have killed this Billy Cobb? Are these accusations correct?
I understand, yes, that some of the men, they took it upon themselves. Yes. See, they thought their position was being compromised. They made a judgment, snap call. It's unfortunate, but yes, it's two of our men.
I understand. You must also understand, Lieutenant, that order must be maintained aboard a vessel like this. Justice is not a vessel. I did say vessel, yes. Justice is not to be carried out willy-nilly by everyone. There are procedures. In future, should such incidents take place, your men will contact me. You understand?
Yes, sir. I'll put them over to you for the disciplinary, sir. Yes, their names. You want them, of course. But
Yes.
yes, Their goals, sir, they aligned with yours, I'm sure. Just one of those things that happened, and if you don't mind me saying, swamp worlds, they won't be missed.
Perhaps.
They don't belong here, sir.
Perhaps you are right, but still, order must be maintained. Otherwise, all falls to chaos. The names of these two men.
Yes, he nods, and the information or the relevant information is transferred across your data slides. If you need to actually, they're in the camp as now, so if you needed them, they could be found for you, or you can leave them for later. But you have that, let's say, that information now on your slate.
Okay.
Okay. Meanwhile, back at the camp, Johnny, I'm going to send you another one.
Are you a murderer? When they leave, Courtney's just going to say, make a special note of those ones. And then I want specifics on basically what's been detected on those people.
Okay.
When the line of questions sort of comes around and go, I'm also going to be. I'm going to pass them on to the photographing. It'll be basic information like role aboard the ship, assignment, that sort of thing. So we've got it's a bit of a census really for these suspects.
I've got semi on.
Okay. So I'm sending you a bit more information as you requested, Johnny.
Did you hear that, Johnny?
Semi on.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Someone's got
I
a semi
made
on.
that out.
Okay. Why not?
I'm sure I've missed something.
I just heard Alison say something about someone having a semi on.
Yes. Said Demi John.
So, buddy, sorry, I've sent you another one on Messenger, another message on Messenger. So anything more happening with the civilians? You got the information on these guys. Jan, are you doing anything while you're over here?
No, I'm just watching the investigation go down.
I'm gonna speak to Jan about it. Say, because we've got these two names now. I'm gonna say, what are your thoughts, Jan? These two men, they have killed perhaps an innocent man, regardless of whether he is Orphean or Cadian or Feruvian or whatever. How would you proceed?
The problem being that damned fiddle that he play, man. It's close to supernatural. The harnesses the corruption of the place that they came from, and if they's been murdered, man, then we're worried that we're not heard the last of the dark spirit of Billy Cobb.
I agree. In fact, if he has been murdered, Jan, then how are we hearing this fiddle now?
We couldn't get rid of the music. Get rid of the music when he was alive, man. Never mind dead. How you get rid of a dead man music?
This feels like a question more for you than for me. You find a way to rid us of this music, Jan. I will help where I can. But I feel like this place, and I'm going to put my arm around Jan and turn him, point towards the Orphean Quarter and the Feruvian sector and where we are now, go, this is powder keg, waiting to be lit. We must tread careful.
Courtney's tapping her feet to this while she goes, "Are you a murderer?" With a big smile on her face.
If we anger the Orpheans, there may be blood spilled. But if we do nothing,
Where is this bumfuck music coming from?
Lieutenant, I would like to speak with these two men.
Okay. Says very well, sir.
Can I
arrange that.
try a Cynesians or something now to find out if there's any kind of latent psychic anything around?
Sure, I'll make a roll.
Well done, James. You took the hint. Oof. Fate point for an extra +10.
That's my only one.
Oh,
What time are we in?
half 8.
Yeah, go on then. I'll attend to that out.
Okay.
Didn't realise
So, excuse me. Jan, you close your eyes. You reach out with your
Feelings.
senses. Search your feelings, Jan. You know it to be true. I mean, Johnny, I'm used to you by now. Johnny, you've made my night tonight. You've made my game with Are You a Murderer? That's given me so many chuckles tonight. It's going to continue to give me chuckles. As Courtney just takes the most kind of literal, fucking straight line approach to fucking interrogating his Orpheans. It's fantastic.
Where were you on the night of the fucking 12 bullshit? I mean, are you a murderer?
This is where Columbo went wrong, isn't it? This is why it took him an hour to solve every crime.
Yeah.
Right, excuse me. Right, where were we? Sorry, so you're getting these two guys brought to you, was that right?
Yeah.
Less Cadeans, perhaps more about 500, but then you've got the force that's arrayed outside as well, which I believe has come up to a good few hundred as well. So. Right, to answer your question, is there any other questions before I move on? Can you hear me all right? I'm staying a bit loud.
You guys,
Yeah.
You guys have any psychos amongst you?
He looks to you and says, no, sir, we've got non-station with us at the moment.
Scrutinize him.
Okay, please roll away. As you should.
3.5 degrees of success.
You don't think he's lying?
I'm going to be stood behind the lieutenant,
Not here.
and I do this over his shoulder so Jan can see.
Yuri, man, they're a trace of other psionics here, not just me and Courtney, but something else.
Yes.
There's a latency amongst the Orpheans, man. They lived so close to their own eye of chaos or eye of terror for a long time, man. It bleed into them.
I have heard of this miasmer place that we are in. I've read a few files in my brief time since I woke. I must confess it is a little beyond my understanding, but going to lean into Jan and look across at the orphans and go, you can see it on them. The stench of the warp.
Sorry.
I'm just going to stare awkwardly at the orphans.
Yeah, man, you looked out not going down to that bumfuck planet with the rest of us.
Bumfuck planet.
I have
You
had,
were happy then. You were happy on Bumfuck 4.
I have had my taste of such
Prime.
things, says Yuri.
Bummy Yuri.
You were happy then. We went to Uranus.
It's a perfectly serious game. It was a happy time.
I say if I ever tried to make this game too serious or taking itself too seriously, it wouldn't stand. Neither Hayden nor Johnny nor Dave will allow. I don't think even James will allow it to get too serious, but certainly not the naughty schoolboys.
Yuri's a very serious character. It's just you guys aren't
Oh, yeah,
taking him
he is.
serious.
No, I like Yuri. I think Yuri's
anybody in
class.
front of us yet. Yes.
I like Yuri. I think he's a great character.
I'm trying to think what kind of
enjoyed
lore
stuff,
I can.
scenes.
I think we need to speak to these guys and find out what they've done and where they've done it, and then we can go and try and figure out if there's anything more to this music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, two privates, pause for Johnny, are brought to you. You can interrogate them. I'm just going to brush over this.
Interrogate them vigorously.
Do you have interrogate, Yuri, or shall we try a...
You should have.
I do.
You should have it.
I don't know if you do have interrogate.
Yeah.
Do you want to... What is it you're going to try and get out of these guys? They're brought to you
Okay.
in shackles.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get to the bottom of exactly what they've done to start with.
Huh?
But I'm also going to offer a bit of a sweetener. And I'm going to basically say, I know what you've done. I don't really care. It's beneath me. But the situation down here is tense and getting worse, and I need to do something. And one of you two is going to be that something that I do. Which sounds terrible now I say it out loud. And I'm basically gonna ask for one of them.
Yuri.
Bomissad Yuri is here again. I'm gonna basically say one of you decide between yourselves, but one of you will take the blame for the killing of a man and be punished, and the other will walk free. That is my deal. If you confess and tell me exactly what you have done with this man, Billy Cobb.
Okay, so I would like you please to make an interrogate roll. Then we're gonna kind of speed over a little bit, or in some regards here. So I'd like you to make a roll, rather than role playing the whole.
Yep, no worries.
Yeah. So.
Oof, that's terrible.
Okay. Are you out of rerolls?
I am, yeah.
Okay. The two privates, they exchange a look. And they say, almost in unison, "We haven't done anything wrong, sir."
Yuri's going to stress that he doesn't particularly think killing an Orphean is wrong. He does, again, he says he doesn't care for them, but he does care about the discipline on this ship, and that people can't just go around, acting out justice on their own as judge, jury, and executioner. The irony of saying that is entirely lost on Yuri as well.
The hypocrisy.
Because he can. That's the thing. He literally can. But he doesn't think other people should be doing it. And he's going to reiterate one of you will be punished. But he doesn't believe in wasting good soldiers. He's also going to add. And he's just going to leave that hanging there.
Again, a look is exchanged. The two privates, pause for Johnny, agree to draw a short straw. I don't know if who wants to roll for them. I'll do it. Let's have a look.
Yuri's going to produce the straws, and they're both short.
Okay. Okay, so Yuri, you off.
Not really.
So Yuri,
It's not
You hold out
serious
the
session,
t-shirt.
but there is like elements of Schindler's List and fucking Sophie's Choice in it.
Yeah, we're totally going for that. I think that just seems to be the direction it's gone in, doesn't it? It's like,
And there's,
Make Lieutenant shoes.
there's Courtney running around over there asking everyone if they're a murderer in a red dress.
Are you a murderer? Okay, so one of the Cadeans draws from Yuri the short straw. He has been chosen to take the fall
Okay.
for the killing of Billy Cobb. He confesses, is willing to sign statements, etc. And he throws himself upon the Emperor's mercy.
Okay. I'm going to ask for the location of the body as well.
Okay. So he provides that. It's a location in the underdecks.
Okay. I'm going to tell the guy that volunteers I want him to leave this area and go to the security booth thingy that we first arrived in, turn himself over to Lieutenant Hiroshima. I don't think the lieutenant here should be forced to discipline his own men for this. And I will vox Lieutenant Hiroshima and tell him to expect a man in the uniform of the Cadean who is turning himself in for murder, and I would like him flogged.
All right.
And then I'm going to go back to the Orpheans. I'm going to thank everyone involved for their assistance, for their assistance in keeping the peace aboard the vessel, and tell the lieutenant that I will be in touch regarding the specialist squad that I will be forming of junior commissars, and then head off to the Orpheans.
Before he goes, he says, "Yes, sir. In fact, I'm sorry for all the inconvenience of it all, and if there's any more issues with these Orpheans, we'll get in touch with you directly. We'll not try to take care of matters on our own."
I think you are now understanding.
Lieutenant, man, there's one more thing. We need to know where it happened.
He goes, "Yes, sir. It's we'll give you that. We've got the location for you. It's in the underdecks. It's just somewhere out the way. But yeah, it's mostly deserted down there. But yeah, you'll have his location. You'll have his body."
The is that what Yuri asked for a burial, proper burial?
Yeah, basically,
I think he was after the body. Basically, I think is what you're after.
Two reasons. One, to
you
get
want-
the body back to the Orpheans, to sort of show that we're willing to play ball, even though Yuri doesn't really mean it. And the other is to find the location of the body, thinking it might be of use to Yarn.
Yeah.
The body or the location.
Okay. So is that where you want to get next? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
where are you going to be? Are you going to go back to the kind of camp outside?
Yeah.
Your own camp.
Yep.
Is that what or are you going to stay here with the Cadeans?
Gonna get that location. Then I'm gonna go visit the Orpheans.
Okay. Orpheans next.
And I'm going to tell Yarn that when
Okay.
when they go for the body, I'll come with him if he likes, as backup.
Sure, man.
All right.
okay.
So head back to the Orphean camp. Maurice tells a witty joke, and even Yuri raises perhaps a little smile.
Does he tell it over the? Does he tell it over the loudhailer?
Well, no, he just makes a whine on the loudspeaker just for a.
My dog's
comedy
got
effect,
no
you know, with
nose.
whop, whop, whop.
How does it smell? Awful.
Morris, he's got a bit of spunk, so he's going to he'll maybe maybe do a bit of stand up someday. Who knows? Anyway, so you head back to the Orpheans.
Mhm.
The processing seems to be going well.
Are you
Courtney? No, milady. You scan him. I'd like you to make, I don't know, let's have a roll from Johnny. A perception roll, perhaps.
Perception.
Add a bonus for +20 for the servo skill.
Okay, cool. Perception +20. +20. Like rolling dice. I can do it. It's 0. I've been using tech and everything in work. It's crazy. I'm learning. I'm evolving.
That's good. That's a pass, Johnny. Even though you've got a modifier of plus, that's good enough for me. You definitely leveled up as far as tech, as far as I can see.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, you're questioning one of these Orpheans, and you're saying, "Are you the murderer?" And he says, "No, my lady, I'm not the murderer. I would never murder a woman." And then there's a like a flashing on the servo skull as it lights up red.
Okay, I'm just going to gesture to the guards.
Never murder a woman.
Now, this is interesting because you said I would never murder somebody, but yet our survey says you have. Would you like to tell me a little bit more about what you've done?
Okay, so
She's just going to look at the guard, the stormtroopers, and just give them the sort of raise your eyebrow, so they've got the signal.
okay. So I'd like you to make. I'm not sure what sort of role would be suitable for interrogate. Not got intimidate.
Some sort of persuasion roll, maybe instead. I don't know what
Yeah.
that
Do you have any sort of persuasion?
would that
Yeah.
be.
Or I think all is
Never.
fellowship. Is that all we got?
Charm. I don't know.
No charm. No. Let's have a fellowship roll.
Just
Well,
fucking
it's
fireball
what
him,
is,
Courtney.
She's going
Can't believe
to do a fearful aura on herself.
For everyone within about 50 meters shits themselves and runs off. Great.
Are you
Is that what it
going
does?
for fair flora? Well, I mean, it's not good for the people around you. You know, they may run away. And Sarah, I don't know. Yarn probably won't bat an eyelid.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and do something like that. Okay. So what do I roll for that? Because I'm still
All that
And
hard work.
Well, a new psyker. So there's
Yeah.
a number of spells Courtney has. So she's got what we got? Got a few there. Fear Flora, is that the one we want to go for?
Oh,
You got
no,
one which is
if it makes people run
There's one
around,
called,
run away.
let's have a look. So there's one of them which is called Whispers of the Warp, which is to try and help her be more persuasive.
Yeah, I'll use that one.
There's Fearful Aura, which is kind of intimidating, makes you more scary, like
It gives you fear like a demon does.
You've got Inflict Pain. I mean, that could probably be used to help extract information, I suppose.
Yeah.
You also have Float. That's not useful here.
What about Psychic Stench? Does she have that? That's the best power
She
in the
doesn't
game.
have that. She doesn't have that. I don't know.
She would have done if she'd have been my character.
Everyone's been too chicken to take Psychic Stench there.
In this campaign.
Maybe you need to show them the way.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Psychic Trump.
Can anyone smell egg?
I use Whispers of the Warp. I'm gonna try and use
Okay.
that.
I'll look at that spell then.
So what do I roll then again? Sorry, it's been a little while.
So I think it's been a while. So same for me, Johnny. So I think to manifest a psychic power, it's rolling a D10. You add your willpower bonus, and then maybe a few other modifiers as well. So I'll have a little look. So
it's a
gonna be at
D10
least
for each
+4.
power level, isn't it? You can...
Yeah. And you've got like up to 3 D10 you could roll if it's like psi rating 3.
I'll use
psi rating
2.
roll 1 D10. So, yeah, so 2 is a reasonably good chance.
Don't get a
You
9,
need a
Johnny.
threshold of 11. Yeah. 9s are peril.
Yeah.
Roll 2D10. It's at least +4. I'll have a look at the rest of it if needs be. Luke.
And okay, and +2.
That's already enough. No peril.
Yeah.
That's enough just with the rolls. So the spell will go off, and that will give you, I think it's bonus to your, say, charm or persuasion test. So.
Yeah.
Okay. I think it is. Let's have a look. I think it was +10.
She's going to narrow her questioning down after she's done this, and she's going to be like, "Was it aboard this ship?"
Okay. So make a fellowship test. You've got +10 from Whispers of Warp, +10 because he's completely intimidated by the situation.
Okay, cool. So is it fellowship? Is it
Fellowship at +20.
+20? 20. Hey.
Nice.
He goes, my lady, and he throws himself down and goes, no, it's in the bayou. Sorry, I'm on a totally wrong accent now.
Well,
We're down in the bayou, like we did all sorts of things out there we never spoke of. It's not even natural to speak of what happened down there. I just killed. Yeah, I mean, of course I killed a woman. I mean, loads of people did. There's nothing. She it was sometimes it's kill or be killed. But not recently. It was a long time ago. I'm sorry.
Lie detector test. Lie detector test.
So, and the Servo Skull believes now he's telling the truth. It's not a recent murderer. It's just that he has killed women before.
Haven't we
Okay.
all?
But he's not your Servo.
Make a note of that. Well, don't do it again. Okay.
Okay.
Not on
All
board
right,
this ship, unless you want to get punished. We don't tolerate anything like this aboard the ship. This is a fresh start
Okay.
for you. Don't fuck it up. Are we clear?
Right. So we've got all three of you now here in processing. There's still a load of Orpheans to go through, Johnny.
Yep.
Are you carrying on? Is there anything,
Yep.
Yuri, now that you've come back?
Okay.
You want to speak back to Cohen, is that right?
Yes, please.
Okay.
What's his name?
I'm
Cohen.
just going to wave to the guards to stop the entry. Division.
Could you just give us 5 minutes, please? Put the next lot on hold.
Okay.
Welcome back, Commissar and Yuri. No joy so far. Nobody's killed any women aboard this ship. So, from what I've screened so far. However, an alarming trend has emerged amongst the Orpheans. Seems to be quite a lot of mutants. Now, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Okay, but they are
what?
mutants.
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 You see,
Yeah.
Yuri
We thought
starts
that
to.
the miasma it extend far.
Yuri's left eye starts to twitch. It's not even real. It's an augmetic
And-
eye.
And she's just going to say it like really slowly. Unsanctioned mutants.
But the vessel of the good Emperor's might, such as the Emperor's grace, twitches even more as he says the Emperor's grace.
They seem far beyond the Emperor's grace.
And she's using her persuasion to.
I will.
Are you using the Whispers of Warp on Yuri?
Do with this information what you will.
Yuri's left augmetic arm goes down and plucks the chainsword from his belt. And then he sort of goes with his natural arm, forces his own arm down. Says, now is not the time, but this changes things.
I was
not aware.
I was unaware as well, completely unaware that we had mutants.
Hate mutants.
Unsanctioned mutants.
I despise them. Mutants and witches, unsanctioned.
Whoa, steady.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't say about witches. That wouldn't be covered at this point. He does go, I hate mutants.
She's going to look at you and be like,
I have killed many of them. They are all the same. Bloodthirsty, ravenous wretches that will try and steal and rape and murder anything and everything they can. Back on Tranche, for 10 years, I fought the mutant. Suddenly, Yuri goes a little bit far away. He's elsewhere. His 1,000-yard stare comes on. In the background, there's shelling. There's people screaming, ah! Commissar, save us! Boom, boom, boom goes a bolt pistol. Yuri's back in the room. I hate mutants.
Well, we've established that. Obviously, unsanctioned mutants.
She's going to look at Yuri. Jan.
Unsanctioned mutants. Yeah. I'm not sure what the policy is aboard the ship for unsanctioned mutants. And we have an interesting diversity aboard this ship. I'm not sure if the imperial policy extends to unsanctioned mutants. That is something that I'd have to clarify.
There
With
are
yourself, Yuri.
there are
Courtney is
worlds.
Otto in disguise.
Yeah, there are worlds. He just turned into Otto, didn't he? There are worlds and certain military forces throughout the sector, of the Calexis sector, rather, that use mutant forces. They are no better sanctioned or otherwise. They are all the same. They are all scum, subhuman scum, and they should be thrown into large ovens and roasted or something like that. I will speak with the Inquisitor on this matter.
Well, I will pass you there. I will basically give you a direct feed. If you've got a data slate on board on you, I can give you a direct feed of any undesirables, shall we say, that have been uncovered.
Please, when you have finished your investigation, transfer information regarding mutants to my personal data slate that I can definitely read.
My pleasure, sir. Would you like me to provide you with an adept to assist you in this process?
No, I prefer to use my own eyes to read. I don't know what that sentence was.
Okay. Are you a murderer?
She's got to Yuri.
Yuri just makes eye contact with Courtney and says, "Define murder."
Just trying to eliminate you from my inquiries.
I am not the murderer you seek, if that is what you are asking.
She's going to look at these servos.
It's like this doesn't turn red. It's Yuri speaks the truth. It seems.
Very good. Go to the left. Get your photograph taken.
And it's just going to process it just like doing everybody else.
Yuri doesn't move. He carries on just maintaining eye contact with Courtney. Just a few more seconds, and then he actually cracks a slight smile, but it doesn't quite reach his eyes.
She twiddles her pen.
And then he goes to get his photo taken.
She twiddles her pen.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Next.
Are you a murderer?
Are you a murderer?
Yeah, are you a murderer?
No.
She looks at Jan and she's like,
"It's okay, Jan."
Jan, have you ever crushed a man into a small ball of gooey flesh?
she's aware of Jan's powers. She's not going to take the pick. She's not going to risk that one.
She looks at Courtney. Are you a murderer?
I don't know. Am I a murderer?
She looks at the servo score.
Am I a murderer?
You know that meme where there's three Spider-Men just pointing at each other right now. That's what's happening. It's Yuri, Jan, and Courtney all just. Are you a murderer? Are you a murderer?
Was it you?
It's the servo score.
Am I a murderer?
Oh shit!
Thank you very much.
She's going to talk to herself. She's going, thank you very much. And then she's going to go
to
the left, get your photograph taken. She's going to get up and she's going to go and get a photograph taken and be recorded. There you go.
Courtney's gone more towards Courtney and less towards Otto.
and then she's going to float back to a chair like next.
All right, guys. So, Anyway, you want to speak with Cohen, wasn't
you? Yeah, please. I forgot about
that. Look at those fancy little napkins. My good commissar. How did your investigation go over the Cadeans? Did they say anything? Did they tell you who got Billy Cobb?
Mr. Cobb, I am going to tell you something, and you are not particularly going to like it, but I do not care. You will listen to my words, you will accept my verdict, and we will move on from this unfortunate situation. Your friend, family member, Billy, he has indeed been killed by the Cadeans. I have the man responsible in my custody, and he will be punished. However, I'm sure at this point you are thinking along the lines of eye for eye, killing in return for killing. That is not going to happen. We are in short supply of soldiers, and those men over there are valuable soldiers. So we
Are you a
cannot
murderer?
we cannot afford to have this murderer killed. Instead, he will be punished in a most brutal fashion. I know you probably think this is unacceptable or not good enough, and so I will extend the
Nevertheless, it's
invitation
okay,
to
thank
you or Mr.
Thank you.
Cobb's closest kin to witness the mortification of this man's flesh. This is acceptable to you, yes?
We want no trouble, and my lady, no, I'm not a murderer. We want no trouble, and yes, I would be acceptable if I got to saw it myself with my own eyes. And I think as long as you say, sir, that you'll protect us against these folk, and we don't want no trouble. We'll do whatever you say.
We have spoken with the leadership of these Cadian folk. They will not be enacting their own random justice upon your people no more. You understand? I expect the same behavior from you and your people.
Are you a murderer?
No, mate, lady, I said I'm not a murderer, and I say it again,
No,
I'm not a
you,
murderer.
not
I'll never...
you.
Just asking
sorry.
passers-by.
He just drifts out from the room. He just drifts out of the room as this conveyor belt of suspects goes through.
Oh, I thought you kept asking Cohen Cobb over and over again. It's like, no, my lady, I keep seeing it's like, please. Don't matter how many times you scam me.
I will vote him if I keep asking the same question.
No, I say it's fantastic, Johnny. Anyway, so he sorry, I've lost my place, Dave.
Okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Anyway, no. I'm just saying that Johnny distracts me yet again. But anyway, so
in the best way.
Have a photograph taken. Have a nice day.
but no, so yeah, he was with Cohen Cobb, so
Yeah.
Next.
We'll go for a wee, and that shall be fine.
This is great. This is not something that I've ever thought I'd see Courtney doing. It's just a situation requires a bit of zeal.
I never thought I'd end up trying to play diplomacy in a fucking below deck three-way, which is what I'm doing right now. I brought Yuri here to execute heretics and mutants, and here I am fucking making bloody diplomatic deals.
Well, it's all about maintaining order aboard the ship.
I am going to create the SS aboard this vessel.
I know you are. It's only a matter of time. We'll go along with it,
I mean, I know you will, so
Yeah, seems like a good idea.
Seems like a prudent measure given the current situation.
Contact Quintius. See if he can find us some suitable uniforms for our new organization. Quintius is there going, oh, look at these chaps. They fit wonderfully. Oh, Yuri creates the gay SS. All in bondage gear. Oh, we have ways of making you talk. Gag him.
If he can withstand the 24-incher, he's innocent. If he cannot,
It's a cross between the SS and the Salem witch trials.
No,
If he weighs more than the 24-incher, he's a heretic. If he burns, he's a witch.
yeah.
If he doesn't burn, we'll see what he is.
No heresy here. But it seems to be descending towards it. But yeah, no, this is quite ordered. This is quite ordered for the less orderly members, some of the less orderly members of the
I
team.
think we're doing well. I think we're doing very well.
You're not naughty schoolboys at all. You're very.
Are you a murderer?
Yeah, anyway, so can I have some intelligence rolls? From I think all three of you are there. Are you there? You say you're still away from Johnny doing your processing, so not from you, just from Jan and Yuri with the
Intelligence.
interaction with Cobb. Yeah, intelligence. Just sort of that's what I say, an insight roll here.
Intelligence roll. What am I doing? Pressing the wrong buttons. That's what I'm doing. Fail.
So, what you take from Cohen? I mean, Cohen, he's under no illusions as to his position. He can see the force that's arrayed in front of him. He knows his people are, you know, it seems like he wants to save his own people's lives. So he doesn't like the way he's been spoken to. He doesn't like the position he's in. But he bows his head. He shows enough respect. But he clearly doesn't like, what's been put upon his people. But he does what he needs to do to try and keep them all alive.
Okay.
So that's what you take from it, even with
He
a
wanted
fail.
to see the body, see where it had been done or whatever.
Well, you've got the
we'll return
location.
body.
I don't think you've. What's that?
We'll return the body to him. I'm going to tell him as well. He's not allowed to see the location. We'll bring him the body.
Didn't he say that he wanted to see what happened?
Yeah, but he's not.
Well, you said he wanted. Basically, I think you said you were going to let him witness
the punishment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to let him witness the Cadeans' punishment. We'll bring him the body back. He's not allowed to see where the body was found. It's a compromise. I'm in charge. This is the deal. Take it or fucking cry about it.
I say he's not. But I say he's not.
That's how Yuri acts.
He's doing. I say basically he's not trying to. He knows full well what position he's in, so it's clear that he wants to try and save the lives of as many of his folk as he can. So he doesn't. He doesn't. There's no ruckus. There's no objection.
Good.
But he can't quite keep the grimace off his face.
I'm also going to reiterate to him, I understand this is not the outcome you may have hoped for, Mr. Cobb. But know that I also don't care. You may bring one other family member with you if you wish to witness the punishment of this man.
Okay.
And then I'm going to quickly vox Lieutenant Hiroshima and go, do not flog that man I have just sent you until you hear from me.
Okay. We're going to delay the flogging.
Lieutenant Hiroshima is like,
Okay, guys.
Okay.
Right. So where to next then?
Are you a murderer?
Yeah.
He's staying in processing.
Mr. Cobb. Mr. Cobb, Billy was singled out because
he was
the rest of the ship struggles with the society that is bring on board. Your society. Oh. The music, it's probably rattled them. They became afraid of it.
Well, I don't know, sir. I mean, it's just maybe our ways are different to theirs. So not wrong with a little bit of music.
It's different,
man.
man.
Let you know you're alive.
Your ways is the... Damn it. Your ways.
Your whiz is
your man. Bacon sandwich.
Your ways is the reflection of the miasma. And we left the miasma behind. We're not asking you to stop doing what you guys do, but you can't do it within earshot of the rest of the crew of the ship, man. Keep it to yourselves. Honor your own background, man. But don't risk corrupting the rest of the crew with the miasma. You understand? They got no resistance to it. Make them do crazy things.
I'd like, please, let's have a roll from you. Let me have a look. Probably a fellowship roll, perhaps.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at character. Fellowship. I have this one at plus 20, I think.
Oh. Oh. There's nothing we can do about that.
Okay, you're going to leave that one? Okay, so
He
says,
the only point.
oh my God, look at those fancy little napkins, yeah. Well, I say it's quite. I'll speak to him. I'll do as you say, Shepherd. It'll be just as you say. Don't you worry about nothing. I'll keep my boys in line. We don't want no trouble. I'll keep all that fiddle. I mean, I know I like a good bit of fiddle, but it's not everyone's music, so I'll keep it all down. I'll speak to them. You just leave it with me. We don't want no trouble, Shepherd.
Me owe you me thanks.
Why, thanks, sir, and yeah, I'm just glad there were no trouble and no need to use them flamethrowers today, sir. Just glad about that.
Maybe not today, but tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Flamethrower Thursday.
Way! Let's wait till we build the ovens.
Oh dear.
Now we go find your boy.
Are you a murderer?
So, no, it's not murder, Johnny.
No.
It's just asking everyone.
He's not murderer.
She's asking
It's
each
just,
individual stormtrooper.
Courtney
now.
is. I mean, she can't. You know, sooner or later, surely, it's got to be Orpheans, unless Courtney, just make an intelligence test. I'd just like you just to roll.
Something's occurred to me already. Intelligence test. 0. What? No, I'm just kidding. Intelligence test. No. Submit. Oh dear.
Courtney goes, yes, definitely. Don't you have to keep at it? Definitely one
Yeah.
of these guys. Yeah,
Keep going.
Sure, keep going. Are you a murderer?
I mean, it's not like
He's not a murderer.
and there's clearly going to be somebody skilled with a blade around here. It couldn't possibly be a soldier or anything like that. He goes back to it. Are
Okay.
you a murderer?
Okay. All right, so we heading off to find where the body was located. Is that your next port of call, or was there anything left to do here, guys?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. But before we do, I'm going to get Maurice, and I'm going to get Maurice's megaphone, and I'm going to turn it up to full volume. I'm going to go, now hear this. Orpheans, Cadians, Feruvians, all of you, I understand this is a difficult and delicate situation in which you all find yourselves living in close proximity with one another. I have come down here today to help heal the wounds between your three peoples, and now the line in the sand has been drawn. Consider this an amnesty. I have been kind to you people. I have tried to work with you people. If you continue to provoke and harass each other after today, you will feel my wrath. Is that understood? And then I'm going to hold my hand over to my ear like Hulk Hogan.
I would like now either a command roll or an intimidate roll, or another roll if you think one's more appropriate. But...
I'm going for command on this one, I think.
Okay. A plus 20 for the loudspeaker system.
Ooh! 2 degrees of success then. 2.4 degrees success.
Okay, the high-pitched whine comes just at the right sound, and yeah, Yuri's words, they echo around this confined barracks, and all the people here are listening. And it seems that, for now, discipline has been restored.
Yuri's going to nod and say, good. Find a way to get along, because I am a busy man and I only have limited ammunition. Come, Jan, let us go.
You're right on Yuri, man. You're righteous youth.
Gonna light another IO stick, offer one to Yarn again.
No.
Okay. So is it right that Courtney's carrying on
Courtney's
screening?
just going to nip out the office that she's setting, and she's just going to grab it off Yuri. Oh, I'll have fun.
It's gonna light it for her as well with the pilot light on the combi bolt pistol.
She pulls her face back a little bit of that. It's like fire.
It's only the little pilot light. It's not like a full
right,
flamer. Yeah.
That's a fancy light you've got there.
It is not exactly a cigarette lighter, but when I woke from my sleep, I did not have my lighter, so one must make do.
I like it. You got to adapt. You got to adapt, haven't you?
Adapt and overcome, Miss Courtney. Yes.
Indeed so.
She takes a long puff of the cigarette. She's still like got the charm thing going on there, and she's going to try and blow a little love heart.
Who tried to seduce Yuri?
Yeah, just randomly, just being like a seductress. Yeah.
Yuri is, by the way, quite an ugly man. He's very heavily scarred. Half of his face is like augmetic and melted and fucking
Probably
mangled.
lost his balls.
Yeah, she's a tease, mate. She's a tease.
I'm just pointing out that there's no way Courtney would genuinely be attracted to you.
No, she's not. But but she's doing it anyway just to improve her own standing. Like, it's impressive, wouldn't it, if she could blow a love out? But using a bit of magic, can I use a bit of psychic for that?
Who tried to blow a psychic smoke ring love heart?
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, why not? Let's have a roll. Let's have a look. Maybe just a willpower test. I don't know. Let's see. We'll use. Oh no. Yeah, why not? Another use for Whispers of the Warp, I guess.
Yeah, willpower. I'll just do that for the. There we go.
This witch, surely unnatural, being able to blow smoke in a love heart.
And then it turns into the Aquila.
What is this?
One love. One love.
Yeah.
One love.
Yuri gives Courtney a little nod. A bit of a puzzled expression on his face. Doesn't really know what to make of this.
Emperor we pray. All right, break time's over.
Praise
Stub it out of the
indeed.
line. Gonna go into the office.
See you later.
Are you a murderer?
Are you a murderer?
Okay.
Right,
so
yes, and then the machine goes no, and it's like, oh, naughty, cheeky. But
To the left, get your photograph taken.
okay. So is it that Jan and Yuri are going to head off to where the body was reported to be,
Yes.
leaving Courtney to carry on
Unless
processing?
Courtney wants to come with us.
Well, you're
Well,
welcome to.
A little break.
At the party.
It's quite busy.
But I'm gonna stick to this process and stuff as well. And
Do not take this
Well,
wrong, Miss Courtney, but literally anyone could do what you are doing right now.
One of the data adepts goes, I could do that, miss. I could do it for you. I could ask that question. I could say it. I've been listening.
You
I
could
could do it. You
literally-
could go off. It's fine. I could do that.
You could
Are you
literally-
a murderer? I can say it.
You could literally
not a-
print off a sign and hold it and just put it on the wall. Come, Courtney, come join us. Come take a walk. Stretch those legs
Oh,
of
no.
yours.
No, I prefer
Don't
the
need-
subtle approach.
We don't need to split the party.
I
My lady.
am your commissar, Miss Courtney. I command you to come with me.
I'm not under your orders at the minute. I'm under those of the Inquisitor.
I mean,
she's gonna lie. She's gonna lie.
I don't have a taser. Jan, do you have some sort of psychic lasso or something that you
I
can...
mean, there's a technicality. Courtney
can
does have
flush it
operational
with a
command
tiny
of this
bit.
location, by the way.
Yeah.
So technically, in this situation, Commissar, I outrank you. So you be about your business.
Ah, don't say I didn't try, Alan.
But in jail.
It's fine. It's all good. Hey, so anyway, you head off to where the body is reported to be.
Thanks for the cigarette.
Courtney,
Thanks for the eye
Courtney, I'd like you to make a perception test while you screen. Can I have a screening roll, please, Johnny? The other two head off, and you find it looks like a position in the underdecks. Let's see, I've still got the map available. Let's see if it's about. Let's have a little look.
Oh, I'll use a fate point on that to re-roll it if that's all right.
Of course it is.
Cool.
An idea saving it for those critical rolls, John.
I know, yeah. Like this is that moment. It's come. No.
This is your moment.
Next. She's sure she's getting close now.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to give you a rundown on this location. It's a series of corridors and rooms in the underdeck. It was basically a location that the Cadeans had reinforced and turned into a small base. You find the body. There's a couple of bodies down here. One of them is of a Cadean lieutenant, and the other one is of Billy Cobb, the Orphean. The lieutenant was killed while writing notes and reports. Billy Cobb has clearly shown signs of being tortured. He's he's chained to the wall and he's been shot in the head as well. He's been executed. So the two bodies are left here in this final chamber. Apart from these two fatalities, doesn't appear to be any other casualties. But it's clear that this location that you've come to at one point was reinforced by the Cadeans.
Did we know about this missing lieutenant at all? Has anyone reported it or anything?
It's not been reported to you, but Yuri imagines that this has already gone back to the Cadeans. Maybe they've just not passed it on to the commissar.
Okay.
Why did they leave this body, man? This make no sense. Why did they leave both bodies?
I'd like an intelligence test as well, please, for both Yuri and Jan.
I am wondering if there is more to this than meets the eye.
Dun, dun, dun.
Half degree of failure.
Yuri's he's not the fastest tool, is he?
He's not. Yuri's not too sharp. No. He's very observant and he's good at like reading people, but he's not smart at all.
What?
You don't need to be. He's got a fancy uniform.
Yeah. He's got a uniform, a bolt pistol, and chainsword. What more do you need in the 41st millennium?
Well, maybe I'm asking for a wrong test, Dave. Is what I'm getting here. So let's have a little look maybe from. I want like a sort of appraising of the room situation. So maybe intelligence isn't the right role. Maybe it's a more perception-based one.
Scrutiny is perception-based.
Scrutiny's kind of like, it's not checking people for like lying or whether they're
Just
how
let me
they're.
check. There's something about scrutiny in the Inquisitor's Handbook. Let me find that real quick while you look at whatever you're doing. Because there's some skills you can use in different ways, isn't there? So let me see if I can find that.
Can I try a Synesian?
Kushcam?
Oh man, rolls are terrible today.
No.
That's the way it goes sometimes, right?
Yeah, man. Trying to think what.
Yeah, you
Search.
can't. Oh, sorry.
Search is the perception skill based on observing things and looking at the room, isn't it?
Yeah. So you can have a search test as well if you like, if you've got that skill.
Do you want me to keep that roll since I rolled it? Or I'll roll
Yeah.
again, I don't
Sure,
care.
you can keep that roll.
Yeah, that'd be just a
that's
pass.
Hey,
39
so
is
what you do notice, Yuri, or rather, when you clock out the room, there's one thing that you do think is missing, and that's his fiddle. It's Billy Cobb's fiddle. It's not here.
Okay. There is no fiddle here, Jan.
There's no fiddle to be found.
No fiddle.
Honestly, man, the
in
fiddle.
space.
It's like some word you could say again and again, and
Fiddle. Sounds even better in Russian.
I'm not above. Billy Cobb was a proficient fiddler. No one.
We are seeking the
No one can
fiddler,
try that.
Jan. We will find this fiddler and bring him to justice, yes?
You just need a roof.
Yeah. We check the roof. Yeah.
Did you know that? Can I just tell you? I need to drop
If
a
I
truth for
were a
you, that
rich commissar.
bought- James, James has bought a lot of models from the Fiddler. Isn't that true, James?
Oh, it's true. I employed the fiddler.
True. Employed
Yeah.
him. You paid him money. He's like a
Employed
wage,
the
like
fiddle
an
on my
employee.
behalf.
Like it's true, and it's put out there. It's definitely true. 100% true. Scottish Fiddler. No
James is frozen. Look how James is frozen.
What the perfect timing.
If I were a
It's
commissar.
definitely true. I mean, I bought a model of the Fiddler. If I'm being honest, I've bought a model from the Fiddler as well. So.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did you know fiddler
mean-
in Russian is skripak?
Skripak, I did not know that.
You
It
do
sounds
now.
like a kind of like a quality butter, like margarine crossover.
I cannot believe it is not skripak.
That's how it sounds to me. Oh, James, I'm tired of that. Oh,
Wait, hang
my
on.
word.
Let me screenshot that. There we go. There we go. I've got that for posterity.
We'll just excuse me. Wait for James to return. Oh no.
I'm just off for a wee while he reconnects.
Well, it's been a rare old night, I would say.
Definitely. Is she getting close to getting through the narrowed down parties?
I mean, it's a big job, is what Courtney has to do.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to deal with this bit first. But obviously, like basically, it's a huge project she's taking on.
Yeah.
So I did give you literally the option to let someone else do it, a data guy, and you could have come with these guys, you know, and you spurned it.
She's enjoying
There's several offerings.
She's enjoying the command and control. Like that.
Yeah, she likes it. Of course she does.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Command Courtney.
Yeah.
Yeah, Al. I
Who'd
just
have thunk it?
can I use CKY for skills, or would you prefer a neck instead?
Sorry, James, I didn't catch that. Do you have...
Like, can I use the power to re-roll?
Oh,
skills?
yeah, of course. I like how you still won't name it. But yes, you can do. I'll kind of like, yeah, just go for it, mate. If you want to roll it, roll it. I'm past them.
Yeah, I'll do that then for to re-roll Sinesians.
But you need to roll every dice just to have a chance.
Yeah.
Ooh.
10.
Yeah, it's what's it? D10 plus
8.
ludicrous. It's basically to see if you're all the perils is really what it is.
Thanks, Al. Say it again.
Yeah, so it goes off.
Right. Let's try re-rolling Sinesians.
Okay, so Jan, there are traces here, and they're familiar traces, similar traces that you felt back at the camp as well. Definitely a psyker has been here, perhaps using powers to evade the Cadeans. And you look at the, in the lieutenant.
So, can I check the lieutenant's injuries?
Yeah, I think basically had his. I'd have to check this. Excuse me. I would have to check on another game, but I think he basically had his head chopped off of some variety. I remember exactly how it happened. I'll have to double check. I recall. It's yeah, that's right. It's Shuriken.
Quite.
The 90s, late 90s, early 2000s emo pop punk band.
I'm afraid not, Dave. That's that would be very niche, but that's not a ballistic weapon though in this case.
Ah, right.
And you can't take the top of a man's skull clean off.
Well,
I
you
think
say
it's
that.
fucking shuriken.
Shuriken is what's killed this guy.
A shuriken.
No, as in not like one shuriken, as in like the let's say the ammunition from
Oh, right.
an Eldar weapon, for example.
Ah.
Like, as in say from a shuriken pistol.
The fucking plot thickens.
There's fucking Eldar on this shit, man.
What kind of
Wait,
law
no. Hang on.
should allow me to investigate this?
Hang on. No, I'm mixing things up. Sorry.
It's both of you. I think have maybe some Xenos. I know you definitely got at least some in Xenos. Yuri, sorry, you could roll. I don't know. I think Jan probably does as well.
No, Xenos is about the only thing I don't have something of.
Oh, so it isn't. Okay.
Yeah.
No, sorry, mate.
No, I was
right.
mixing up
Maybe Jan does as well.
something. I was mixing up something Yuri knows with something someone else knows with something someone else knows from a different campaign.
It's all right, mate. You all well and good.
I think.
Not easy to unseparate all the characters now. So let's have a look. I don't see any Xenos law skills for you either, James.
No, I haven't. Well,
you see the shurikens, but maybe you won't make the connection. It's an Eldar weapon. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if either of you can make that connection.
I could.
I know you know the out character. Let's say I'm trying to describe what it is you see.
I could try an Emperor's Tarot because I can get. I think I can get potentially any law if I do the tarot.
Have a look.
But if I already know the law, then I can re-roll. Let's try a tarot because that will. So same again then. Oh right, yeah. So first of all, let's have invocation. Then we will roll.
So Yuri, you see Jan. He seems to be settling in this room where people have been killed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's have
Be going some sort of trance.
have a roll Xenos. So I guess that's just a
Bring
straight
out his
intelligence roll.
card, Emperor's cards.
I'll smoke another IO stick and watch over him.
So that is a Xenos law treated as trained.
So Jan recognises the weapons. It's something that he remembers from before. He's been told there's been several encounters with Xenos with this on attacking this ship since it started out in its campaign 12 years ago, and one of those attacks was from this alien type. So you'll know our character as the Dark Eldar, the Drukhari. So they boarded the ship. They took away captives, but many of them were killed, and a large number of these kind of shuriken weapons, fletchet weapons, were also left behind. So this is a weapon that's been left up behind from Xenos attackers, the so-called Blood Reavers.
Okay.
So these are, let's say, available on the ship.
I am also prone to visions of the future, and you may want to seed prophetic glimpses into the psychic power, should you want to.
Have a little think on that one, mate. I'll make myself a little.
Yeah.
Maybe have a little think on that one.
Mm.
Yeah, but basically, it's
time to see the
it's weapon.
afterwards. Why? Look at Yuri and go, Why use an Eldar weapon? We need to know who this guy was.
Perhaps it was an Eldar who made the killing.
Possible some of them still on board.
Or this
Maybe
bod.
just
How long? Do we know how long this body's been here?
It was. It's a fairly recent event. This happened last night. You'd say no longer than a day. It's been. This body has been decomposing for.
Okay.
Have any? I guess we need to ask if any of Eldar weapons have gone missing. Was the stores raided?
Okay, so I'd like you again. So this time I'm not even going to ask for a roll. This is connections that you make that are perfectly sensible. It's not even necessary to make a roll here between the two of you. Just cross-reference this sort of thing up, and it all starts to tally across. The killing. I'm getting a bit of feedback from someone. Is that? It's Johnny. Johnny, give me your machine, Scrap. Of course it's you, Johnny. It's always you.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Johnny. I don't mind. It's fine. No. It's not as it used to be. Like in the good old days, it was fucking shocking, the scrap code. So.
Yeah, we're getting better, slowly but surely.
So anyway, so the killing that you put to Lizardman and Cletus, the one with the specific bite wound, and the looting, it was on a bridge officer. And then it starts to tally across. The bridge officer had made a withdrawal from the armory, before that. So the shuriken pistol was actually taken out by the person who was killed. So all his gear is taken.
And then taken
this
from
is
him by his
Cletus.
killer.
So by so much you can, and you don't even need a roll for this. It all just filters through. The killer must be Lizardman Cletus, and he's used the shuriken pistol to kill this Canadian lieutenant. You can see Billy Cobb's been tortured. The fiddle is missing.
I'm going to say to Jan, a dead man plays the fiddle, and the dead man's fiddle cannot be found. Perhaps the dead man is not the man who plays the dead man's fiddle.
That's a lot of fiddling in one sentence, man. But me understand what you're fiddling.
I think this killer of this man and this man is the same. And I think he may be Orphean as we suspected, or as we thought Miss Courtney suspected. But we were wrong. She does not think that. But I think she is wrong. I think the killer of these men is the killer of the other men. Not the ones Miss Courtney seeks. And he is playing the fiddle in the air vents to torment those who live above.
See, and the lizard man got the fiddle.
The lizard man's a fiddler, is what I am saying. Yes.
And perhaps can Jan deduce that the psychic residue could be the lizard man?
Yeah, I think that's also apparent that the fact that you've seen these sort of like tremors here, you've made a deduction that he's done the killing. Therefore, you can deduce that the same psychic spore, let's say, that you found here and also back in the camp is also of Lizardman Cletus.
Right. And that we tracked.
Okay. You're heading back to the camp.
Yeah. Guess we will, yeah. Let's take the bodies. We didn't bring anyone with us, did we? We could do with servitors to take these bodies away.
I mean, that can be, like, say you've got, let's say, goons. The goons offer to do the processing. They'll do the heavy lifting. You don't need to worry about that. You're the player characters. Someone else will come and lift the corpses. It'll all be taken care of.
So wonderfully
in the lift.
efficient.
that's an efficient, just don't worry about
Cool.
it. Okay, so sorry, I'm being silly a bit now, but
Loud.
yeah, so you're heading back to the camp. So the bodies will be brought back as well if they need to be, reunited with whoever. But you've made a deduction, and you want to go back and try and track the spore that you found here. Meanwhile, Courtney, you've been processing. I mean, there's only so many males. It's been going on a long time, and you think that, as Cohen Cobb said, perhaps the murderer isn't amongst these Orpheans. Maybe you were wrong, Courtney. Maybe, you assumed it was one of the Orpheans, but you didn't know,
No.
Courtney. I mean, and he doesn't seem to be here, but you can't shake the feeling that you were right. But you've been through all the candidates, and you've not found anyone other than that kind of false positive of someone who's killed before.
Yeah.
You've not found any other leads here,
No.
Courtney.
Do we manage to get much data on mutants as well?
Yeah, I say obviously everyone who's passed through your processing has been scanned, so
Yeah.
you've got a number of people who that you've recorded here, like you said.
Okay. I'll pass those records on to Yuri. With a note on it.
Don't do that, Dave. Dave, you got to get us demonetized. You naughty boy, Dave.
Just pass
Sorry.
that on to.
It's like it's Hitler versus Kane. You remember Kane from, Command and Conquer?
Yeah.
Yeah, peace through power, man.
Versus Jesus.
That's the
Hitler
real
versus-
that's the
Hitler
real
versus Kane versus Jesus.
that's the
It's
real
darkest
power
heresy.
struggle in the world, isn't it? Jesus versus fascists versus commies.
Yeah,
Oh my word. Okay.
I think it is. I think you're right. You've nailed it. Get them all to sit down at a table, then we could flesh out an agreement. Sure. Sure we can arrange something. Takes a little understanding. That's all.
We all need a bit of understanding. I'm just going to go for a wee, guys. I'll be right back.
Come on.
One thing I don't understand is, like, obviously, if these Cadians have taken Billy Cobb down to the lower deck and killed him,
Yeah.
and then the Lizard Man has killed the lieutenant,
Yeah.
down there. What was the lieutenant doing down there?
Ah. Maybe he was the murderer. I don't know.
Maybe he went to check it out, and he was there at the wrong time while Cletus.
Place at the wrong time, basically. Yeah.
Just opportunity killing.
But why didn't the Cadians say anything like, "Oh, and by the way, we've lost a lieutenant"?
Yeah.
They said it was recent, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like
it's in the last day.
failed.
It's in the last day that this lieutenant's died,
Yeah.
and Billy must have died fairly recently.
Maybe he went missing, and the Billy Cobb dies earlier. Dean goes looking.
Might have to ask some more questions of the Cadians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we need to find out who this lieutenant is and how long he's been missing, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Okay, so Jan, I think the next step then for you was wanting to do some kind of Psyniscience role, I would say. Try and track down the psychic spore that you've traced all over the Cadian.
I mean, did I feel the same spore in the Cadian Orphean?
Yeah, in the barracks, yeah. Certainly in that that barracks as a whole, certainly. So you're kind of looking out for the same psychic traces.
Maybe they're harboring him.
I'll bring a known fugitive. Shocking.
But yeah, I could do with trying to track it if possible.
Okay. So, Courtney, you've finished your processing. As far as you can tell, the murder is not amongst all of the people you've scanned. You've also got various scans. I've sent them to you in various messengers the other nights. You've got all that information. You shared it with Yuri, and we can sort that after the game.
Groovy.
So you're pretty much done there in that regard. So Yuri is restored discipline, and he'll probably well get various pleas for help and requests for further discipline. But for now, things have quieted down. So
Stabilised. Cool. Excellent. Well, I'm knackered. I'm off to bed. Wind up the operation here.
Miss Courtney,
everyone-
it is only 2 in the afternoon.
Everyone stand down.
cocktail time.
Yeah, so it's time for her afternoon nap. She's not going to say that, but yeah. Just going to comes into the catering department and just like, could you send me a light snack, please? I've had a busy day.
We've definitely gone from Otto back to Courtney now. A bit full Otto earlier, but now you gone back.
Hello.
I need the little cucumber sandwiches, with the edge, not with the crust cut off.
Yeah,
With the cream cheese.
yeah, with the cheese. Thank you. And a little MSEC. Thank you. She's a busy girl. She's a busy woman. So she goes back to her chambers. She stands down the stormtroopers after Yuri's announcement, and they file out. She's going to
still want to see what James does or what James wants to do.
Oh, what about?
Or the judge, the jury, the executioner.
The Yuri and the executioner. No, Yuri. I love that.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Cheers, mate. I did like that. So.
Yeah.
I thought you'd appreciate that. So.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Yeah,
it's definitely time for my. I forget what I was after, mate. It was regarding what you just said before, though. Sorry.
So need to try and trace the psychic.
Oh yeah, you still got a roll. Yeah, that's it. That's basically still got a roll to come. Basically, is where I'm at. So
Right.
sorry,
Okay.
mate.
You're all right with me? I mean.
I think you'll be a sinus, I would think.
Yes. Do you mind?
Why are you spamming these bells? I already told you. Yes, that's fine. That's back on the cards.
Okay. So.
And all the 10 tails, James. Even if you take like a 2-hour turn, James, it's fine.
There you go.
Okay.
Perils.
Okay. Hey, perils. So let's have a roll.
So what do I need to
D100?
It's a D100, I believe.
I've got the book here if you want out.
Oh yeah.
Cheers, buddy. Glad that you're jumping in on the.
That's probably quite
on the
reasonable.
perils roll. That's pretty quite reasonable. Low is better, so
What's he got?
I think you're probably right.
35.
35.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
Breath leech. Everyone, including the psyker, becomes short of breath for a round and cannot make any run or charge actions.
So the oxygen as Yarn sucks in your oxygen in order to make himself more lucky. He powers his spell through your ability to breathe. The spell goes off. Spell goes off, so you've got to power those spells somehow.
What's the
your breath.
what's a -5 on that, Dave? Is it the same?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's 30 plus.
Still the yeah, because you've got a debuff on your
I've
Harold's
got
got
-5 on it.
It might have been 31
Oh, yeah?
is the threshold.
Oh,
For
that'd
that,
be
actually.
okay. Yeah. So what's 30 then? So now James,
Um,
he's right, but debuff on it. So he does not power his spell with your oxygen.
just
This
got
may
rid of
not
the
be as
page.
cool. Let's give it a go though.
It's going to be 30. Distorted reflection. Mirrors and other reflective surfaces distort or ripple within 5d10 meters of the psyker.
Okay. Right. So Jan goes for the visual effects instead. Rather than the ceiling, the air out your lungs. But no, but the mirrors. I say any mirrors in the whole ship in the region start to warp and mutate as he twists fate to serve him here. But can he still make the roll though? In the question for the
Right. So
Anis-
yeah, Cynesians then.
James the spammer back in town.
It's all I got,
It's
man.
spam. So I got spam.
No.
It's good that you have lucky, right? That allows you to re-roll. Failed roll.
This is true, but fuck it. Hey.
There you go.
There we go. Dear. So, again, you're sure? You've got the scent of him. And he's here, yeah, he's here in this camp. He's trapped. Cletus, how could he be so stupid to come to the Orpheans? I mean, that's the first place you'd look, right? You were looking for one serial
What was
killer.
he? So
You found a
went
different
for the,
one.
he went for the double blind.
He's
did he?
here. He's here now. You've tracked him down, Jan. There's nowhere for him to go.
Is he looking
There's only
at
one
that?
exit to the barracks. There's only one exit. Cletus has to be here. He has to have the fiddle. He's close, Jan. You're on his trail. And that is where we shall leave it for tonight's game, guys.
Awesome. That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
It was a good game. That enjoyed it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guys, I enjoyed that one quite a bit. It was, yeah.
Are you a murderer?
Yeah, that's brilliant. I tip my hat to you, sir.
Straight to the point. We don't mess about.
Are you?
None of them were murderers. Well,
Yeah, there's
that's like the
murderers
direct
and there's
approach, Johnny.
there's murderers and
It's
there's
like the direct
murderers, isn't
approach.
there?
It's like,
Yeah,
I'll get to the
it's
bottom of this.
have you
I'll get to
murdered
the bottom of
anybody
this.
aboard the ship like that?
It's
No.
not like,
Well, make sure you don't do it again. Have a nice day.
slap on the wrist.
I mean, technically, murdering is premeditated killing, right? Which is
Yeah.
why when you asked Yuri, "Are you a murderer?" he said, "How do you define murdering?" Because he's killed people and he's intended to do it. He's a commissar.
Yeah, that's it. Good job.
Are you?
You've been a very woke commissar today.
No,
You've shown a lot of mercy, and that's bad. But you show more nuance in Yuri, and I like it. It's good. It's like you don't have to just.
The thing
No, I
is,
like them.
the thing is, he's taken his advice from Jan, who's been around on the ship longer, and who he kind of likes Jan, even though Jan's a psycho. He respects Jan a bit. Whereas the only person he's executed was that psycho who basically turned up and acted like a bit of a dick. And he was like, "No, I'm not having that. I'm going to fucking put my mark on this guy."
Yeah,
Makes sense.
Fun.
I like it.
That.
Johnny, are you?
Cool.
Are you? I don't know if you answered in the chat. Are you available on Sunday for some darker?
Yes.
Excellent. Cool.
Yeah, I can do something like that.
Cool.
Not a problem.
What we'll probably do is we'll go back to the mansion because there's all sorts of shit going on there with the fight against Gladstock. If we get time, if that gets wrapped up, we'll flick to the other group and finish off what's gone on with Gaius, Siegfried, and Veneta and what have you. James, are you coming to play on Sunday night for a little bit with Ted?
Yeah, I'll be there from about 8:30.
Yeah, cool.
Any excuse to play Ted.
Yeah. Ted, who's currently frantically assembling what we shall call Jeeves's crown.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, as somebody who likes to wear a crown, I can appreciate that.
Hopefully, as well, we'll get to deal a little bit with Silas and what he's been doing out in the wastes.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to bring everyone back together in the same place now, which would be cool.
I like it.
It was a good game, Al. I enjoyed it. I'll send you some dates for the next one.
Oh, before you go, I've just got to show you one thing. Not my willy.
Is it your penis?
It's not. No, not this time.
Oh.
Is it the tank you've
I got,
been painting? At first,
I got this custom made.
Oh, no.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So that's the war helm I was wearing as General Deathman.
Wild, dude.
That's epic, man.
What's it made of?
He's a Chaos Warrior, Johnny.
Yeah, man.
What's it made of, Johnny?
Kill them all. Like
Made of souls, I think mostly. Probably at least
Sauces.
80% souls. The rest is some
The
alloys.
powdered bones of your enemies.
Mostly souls and
Hatred.
the blood of innocence darkened down and daubed over brass, basically.
Johnny, I've just got one question for you, though, while you're wearing that mask. Are you a murderer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In character, yeah. Yeah, not in real life. That would be untoward. There's no need for. I found no need to kill anybody. Yet.
I mean, there's been a few moments in my life where I've thought I kind of wish I was a murderer, but I'm also glad that I'm not.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I've heard prison food isn't great.
You know, sometimes some people just need a good stabbing, don't they? But you have to ignore those intrusive
Kill them
thoughts.
in your mind, Dave.
Yes.
Kill them in your mind. When people really piss me off, I just I've used this thing timelessly. I just say, well, they're dead now, so it's all right. If somebody mentions it, I just go, they're dead now, and then it's like, oh right, and somebody goes, they're dead now, so you're like, oh right, and they look at you like you've killed them, like, and you're like, you know, and they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, they're dead now. Try it. You know what I mean? If somebody pisses you off, just say they're dead now.
I mean, what
makes you feel better.
What I do is I write them into Dark Heresy campaigns as villains, and I let you guys kill them for me. I've done that a few times.
That's just my own personal policy.
That's a good. What's that? Catharsis, is it?
You what? Sorry.
So it's good catharsis killing your.
Yeah. Like
enemies.
Silas Malloy was based on my team leader at work, and Johnny and Hayden killed him twice. and
really
on Friday night he got killed for a third time in my other campaign. So yeah,
Got it coming.
Yeah, he did. The little Spanish prick.
Yeah, Johnny, you're living your best life, mate.
I am, mate. I am. Unfortunately, General Deathman's now dead.
Dear.
But it just keeps it fresh. You know, maybe Deathman had to die.
Yeah, he did. So I'm coming back as a drow now, anyway. So I'm gonna be like basically a dark elf version of Deathman, called Malak. I've gone for a really obvious name, Malekith. I thought I'm not gonna go for a name of a lesser hero. I'm just gonna go for the name of the dark elf, like king, witch king, basically.
Why don't you do something even more obvious? Why don't you